Hi, and welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings with me, your host, Lawrence, a punk with toys. It's great to see everyone here, and let me just tell you right away, I think somebody is going to be a problem. I'm not going to mention any names, but he walks on four legs. He's got a darker complexion, and he's already going in and out. So, you going to be a problem, buddy? Yeah, I know that look. Anyone else that has a dog, they know that look. If you have a cat, you just know cats don't care, so it doesn't even matter, right? Anyway, how is everyone doing? It's always weird. It seems like the G.I. Joe news tends to drop like a Tuesday or a Wednesday after I do the show. So it seems like it's been so long since we got to see a lot of the G.I. Joe stuff, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to get into. And again, just to have a good time tonight. I hope everyone can hear me. If you can't, speak up. I'm going to assume everyone can. And yes, maybe we'll have a bigger turnout. This is going to be the smallest turnout of any of the giveaways that I've seen. We only got like 40 people that registered. Again, I know I do a Masters of the Universe video, and it's like just screeching tires. No one cares. But hey, you know what? I enjoy it. And I think a few more people jumped in there, and I know wanted to get part of the be part of the giveaway. So let's just get into some stuff that has been going on. How is everyone doing so far? But let me just tell you something. If you if you checked out Punks on Film, then you definitely would have seen some of the wonderful going-ons in my neighborhood. And that is the the little fire that happened in my townhouses here. So I'm going to quickly show you before I say hi to everyone else and go through all the names and everything. Let's see if I can get this thing up, because you know what? I did all this stuff and then realized that PowerPoint has to be under 50. And I was at like 70. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, StreamYard. But I think we might have got a lot of things out when it comes to the freezing. As I say that, I freeze. All right. So here's the issue with the freezing. When I bring something up right away, it takes a second. I can see what it's doing. I know as I mentioned that, but we got to pull this up really quick. So let's see here. Oops, wrong thing. Why didn't it share my screen, guys? Move that really quick. I apologize, guys. You know how everything goes here. Everything is all part of my master plan. Anyway, there's a big fire in my neighborhood. It looks like all the townhouses are just kind of totaled, maybe. And I know you guys are here for toys and everything, but again, I like to talk about everything that's kind of going on in my world here. See if we can keep from freezing. All right, so here we go. So this was, I believe, Wednesday night, and nice burning inferno throughout my neighborhood. Oops. Yeah, so this happened like 9 o'clock. My ex just happened to be driving home from Target with my daughter and saw fire trucks and everything, called me, make sure I was okay, since I am, still the father of her kids. But as you can see, for like 2 hours they fought this thing, and now this whole group of townhouses are condemned. So kind of crazy, but hey, you know what? That's all the fun stuff that we get, especially when you live in a townhouse. And let's just say the front door here was fortified. They had to actually cut it open, so you might imagine the two people that were involved in this are not cooperating. So I don't live exactly in Detroit or 8 miles out of Detroit, but as you might imagine, what they probably were doing. Anyway, that was the big fun news with everyone. So anyway, let's say hi to the chat. Let's see who's already got here. We got a good amount, 24 people already. Everyone, hit that like button. Definitely, this helps out the algorithm. We have Commander of Cobra. I got to get you guys right. Cooking dinner and waiting as always. You got Matthew Matson, the moderator. What he says goes. We got David R's in the house. We got Skirty Allison of Troy. I'm sorry, every time I see your name, I'm just going to call you Skirty. Don't get offended by it. You got Payne's Toy Samples. He's in every toy chat, and I only know because I am also. We got Eric Thurman in the house. PNC Games. We got Articulated Chad, the real G.I. Joe. Super Tissot. I'm going to say I've never seen you in here. If I am wrong, then I apologize. And yes, he Skeletor is coming tomorrow. But thank you for joining. Got Lone Dragon. We got Viper Scout. We got Tony Romo, one of the worst quarterbacks of all time, but he makes pretty good customs. We got Ritz Murphy. And then we got, oh no, that's right. Anthony just changed everything. We got Brick Something. Nice to see you. I've checked out a couple of your streams. I've seen some of your stuff. It's, you want to talk Pennywise? You want to talk the band Pennywise, or you want to talk the crazy clown Pennywise? Because I'm going to talk the band. I can talk all day about Pennywise. You know, listen, I love hearing that there's another punk in the house. I know there's another punk. He just doesn't like to admit that he's a punk. Right there, Chad. We got Mr. Wonderful and a bunch others that are, I'm sure, going to be joining. Again, we're going to be doing the giveaway, the Wheel of Names. Every single one that we've done is pretty fun. And listen, let's just say this. I thought it was pretty clear. You got to be here when we do it. It's not going to be right away. Brick Something says the band. Thank you. Listen, the name A Punk with Toys isn't just a punk with toys. It's an actual punk. Chad says, look at that. There's Chad. The band F That Clown. Oh, are we doing Cowboy Shade? Because so it's well earned. I'm assuming that is talk towards Tony Romo. You notice he goes by Anthony Romo, not Tony Romo, because he knows Tony Romo was awful. It's even worse on the microphone. Anyway, yeah, listen, you guys want to talk punk. Because I could sit here all day, but then we'd watch the streamers die off like I was talking Masters of the Universe, which we will talk about in a little bit, because I got to say, I timed it perfectly to do a giveaway for a Motu Origins when He Skeletor is about to drop tomorrow. Just like when I did the Valaverse giveaway, it just happened to be right after they did their Val Affair, so I had all kinds of stuff to talk about. A lot of fun here. The Masterversal Toy Hunter. Check him out. He's got a fun stream. He's either the greatest character, or he is really like that. Maybe he goes to work like that. I'm not quite sure. So I hope everyone's doing well. Everyone's had a good weekend. It's getting nice here in Michigan. I absolutely love it right now. I'll quickly go over the pickups that I got, but if you guys saw Sunday's video, you know I do got the Snake Trooper. Obviously, haven't done a review on him yet. I probably could have done one when I got home today, but I had to take a nap. And I did pick up the Xenothon. There we go. This is my second. The second Mythic Legions. I am not hooked just yet, but I really do like them. Again, articulation, in my opinion, is a little less, a lot like Super 7 Ultimate, but when you look at the sculpting, the paint on it, it's night and day. Chad, if you're still here, I did order a nice little asp Haven't picked up any O-ring stuff, any foreign stuff in quite some time, but when this was gifted to me, I had to get an asp. I had to get one so I could compare them, do a small review on it. This thing is large. It's about 18 inches long from barrel to trailer. Unfortunately, none of the his tanks that I have, the two his tanks that I have, don't have a trailer, but we know that the HasLab one is coming. And this thing, it sits up, opens up. So it articulates. It works pretty much. This was done by Mark II Design, Mark II Toys. Now, I didn't print it. My buddy Greg did. He's the one who prints the majority of the stuff, unless it's something I did. Again, I also get something else, but I'm not really I'm not a fan of it. Now, I like to give people credit. The guy that designed it, I don't know if he's too keen of it, so I'm just going to let that one sit in the background, and we will go from there. Yeah, big stuff. Again, these things are huge. Payne is one of the few people that said, man, that thing's big. I gotta get some decals for it now. Thing is balder than I. Listen, what are you talking about? Look at that. Cobra. Actually, my buddy Greg has a whole bunch of stickers for it. So that asp is desperately needs an armored. I agree. Like I was hoping that it would be flat on the inside. Chad had done a video to put like windows on the flag, and I was hoping I'd be able to do something like that, but everything's round, so I wouldn't be able to do it at all. So, but yeah, an armored one would actually be pretty cool. That's kind of how my the 3D printed his tanks are. They're like that. So, Britt says he loves the asp. Yeah, like again, I keep I do a whole video about how big these how big 6-inch vehicles would be, and yet every time my buddy says, you want this first print of mine? I don't really like it. I'm like, oh yeah. Listen, I don't have a huge house, man. I'm running out of space. It's crazy, and we got Radical Toys in the house. Check out his channel. Pretty good. I was happy. We him and I we kind of chatted a couple weeks ago, and I checked out his channel. And sometimes you check out someone's channel and you realize they're super boring, but he is not. So anyway, let's get on to it. All right. So first thing I want to talk about is now, if anything kind of freezes up, I figured out what it is. It's specific websites. That's one of the reasons why I've been having so many issues. I guess I also forgot to mention. In my hand, I talk so much with my hands. Another thing that I forgot to mention, this whole internet thing that's been going on. They came out, they ran a new cable, then they came back out. And this was a different guy. He wasn't too happy with me, it seemed. He comes in here, checks my stuff inside my house. And I got rid of cable, but they never came. I don't have boxes. Everything was just directly connected. The guy comes in and he says, where does this cable go to? I'm like, I don't know, probably the TV. He goes, why do you have that? He goes, you don't even pay for TV. So he disconnects it. Like, listen, asshole, you don't own the game company. Just leave it. I mean, I'll just fix it when I want to. I only use it for like sports and stuff. So he goes through all this stuff, goes outside, and it turns out that the box where the guy ran the new cable was leaking. So water had just filled up into it. So obviously once it was filled with water, we had all these crazy ass rainy days, it affected everything. So again, the internet thing is taken care of. New router, new modem, everything is blazing fast right now. But when I do go to specific websites or things are loading, it turns out that StreamYard does not like it. So I learned how to use slides. And then as I was loading it, I realized that they got to be under 50 megs. And I had a slide that was set for 70. So we're going to try and do something a little different. And then I will fix that all going into next week. So But there are some websites that do work pretty good. But first, I want to talk about the ramen toys. All right, so they kind of talk about uh, everyone was waiting on that Tom Cruise to come out, and as we waited, and then all of a sudden they dropped this. They drop a letter, a note, or whatever, stating that they're now in talks with Paramount, and they will not proceed with it until they come to an agreement. So that means that we may never get that Tom Cruise, which is already going to be about $70 for the pre-order, $100 if we don't do the pre-order. But then they released the ramen racer, which as you know is the I'm freezing because I brought something up. All right, so I'm bringing something up, so that's why it froze. Don't worry about it. Now that I figured it out, I can kind of warn you guys ahead of time. So I'm going to add this to the stream. Let it leave the stream. Windows, and let's see here. All right. So here's this ramen racer. And as you can see, it's $250 if you order from BBTS. It does look really nice. Now, if you pre-order it from ramen right now, you can get it for $175. How long you got to wait? It says fourth quarter of 2023. We will see. Looking at it, it's a nice looking car. Everything lights up, but it uses a USB-C cord that kind of sticks out of the tank. That doesn't look really good. That's something that I think they should have addressed how they wanted to plug it in. Where was Matthew here? Yeah, he definitely is. Not Matthew, Anthony. Yeah, he is making the rounds. I've seen him all over the place. No doubt about that. So it looks really nice. If you wanted the Hell Charger, this is now your time to get it. But one of the issues is the price of it, and I don't think people aren't even looking at this price here. Like, this is it, man, $250, and I don't think you get anything that goes with it. Because if we go back one page, you can see the add-ons. And your accessories. Here's your car accessories. You don't get a figure, and in the end, you're going to be paying about the same as much as you probably would have paid with that Hell Charger, which was the HasLab. All right. I see Chad is already starting trouble with the 6-inch scale. I love Chad, but, Let's see here. Super Tissel says, I'm probably going to pre-order the orange one from Ramen and get the black from BBTS later because $4 BBTS shipping versus Ramen. That's another thing. The shipping is like, what, $50 if you live in the U.S. just for standard shipping. So no matter how you look at it, man, you're paying close to whatever the HasLab would have been. And I don't want to get into the discussion if the HasLab was too expensive. I think we all know what the truth is on that. It was overpriced. It shouldn't have been that much, but it's Hasbro. They are known for that stuff. Just kind of being cheap. I should have said it. I guess I kind of hucked in the big elephant in the room. Again, on Mondays, a lot of stuff's already dropped, and you kind of forget. I got my notes here. So anyway, let's get to this one. So Hasbro has decided that they're going to drop the windowless packaging. I know you've probably seen on the other shows they've already discussed it. Now I knew this was going to happen. It was only a matter of time before that pocketbook started hurting them, and who knows everything else from the tax breaks and different things like this. But I did not assume that it would come this quickly. They truly just, I mean, it hasn't even been a year. And remember, this was all supposed to happen before COVID hit. And I remember Emily talking about it on the live streams. It just kept getting pushed back, pushed back. Finally, they do it. And Chad did a car rant about it, I believe. And I gotta say this: as many times as the GI Joe brand, I'm not even going to discuss the other companies, the other brands. They finally got something that if they're going to do a plastic free packaging, they finally got a nice box for the classified. And now we're going to get what, like another one more wave, maybe 2 waves of the plastic free packaging before they bring back probably what will be a very small window. That is my guess. It's going to be a small window that you'll probably see like half the figure or something that I had actually mentioned before by just showing the figure in itself. There he is. Hey, listen, try not to knock your shoulder out of place when you pat yourself on the back. Chad says here, so no classified collectors get to have a 4th packaging type in less than as many years. I agree. But think about it, it's not just classified too, man. Look at Marvel and the Black series. They're all over the place. And again, you didn't need to be, some toy expert or marketing expert to know that this was going to be a failure. Now, don't get me wrong. The toy collectors, especially the Joe collectors, they're just gonna find something else to whine and cry about. Honestly, seriously, this. I mean, as much as I love so many of the people in the community, some of them just have to whine and cry about it. Absolutely, it doesn't matter. Like they could give you an absolute perfect figure, everything perfect, and they'll find something wrong with it. But I will say this: Hasbro, they made the mistake of giving you really poor, and not all the figures because there's so many of them, but when the quality control went down and you couldn't see the figure, and like me, I did an unboxing, but a review of that cover girl and her arm was off, and yeah, I kind of got called out that I'm lying about it, but again, why would I lie about it? All right, so Chad is saying, but Legends of Black series have been around for a lot more years. Classified, it just looks completely inconsistent. The Real American Hero had consistency throughout the packaging. I agree. Like, hey, I'm not arguing. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it's not just them that are kind of like getting knocked around. It's like the Titanic, all the people falling off and smashing off the engines and everything. That's how everyone it looks right now. It's just crazy. Again, you didn't need to be a genius to figure out this was going to fail. I can't say that I knew. I had a very, very strong suspicion that this wouldn't last that long. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought that less than a year, and Hasbro had already said, well, we're going to leave the retro figures. And then the other thing that someone had actually brought up, and I didn't even realize this, and I geeked it, they were talking this, but these all right. I hate this. Yes, I know that I was frozen because I brought up BBTS really quick. But this new Spider-Man wave, it has all plastic in it. Like it's all on the old it's all on the old cards. I'm trying to see if this She doesn't show it. If you go to I believe that it shows it on what the hell's the name of it? Um, yeah, I know that I was. Listen, guys, I've been able to figure out when I'm freezing, and if you notice, there's a lot of streamers that are freezing, and I think that streamer did something to cap when everything is going through there. So I'm able to figure out exactly when I'm freezing now. But I do appreciate you guys letting me know. But yeah, like all these figures here, these Spider-Man figures are all in like retro style cards. So they even brought it back sooner than I think. People are like, why are these things on retro style cards? So anyway, I guess that's enough about Hasbro. Again, they're about money. That's all they care about. But they're a corporation. That's, again, what it's supposed to be, right? They're all about the corporation, stockholders, different things like that. Get through here. I got to pull up something else. You know, I took a nap, and I woke up a little late, and then I was groggy. And so, as you might imagine, just a little behind here. But hey, you guys came here. Oh, wait a minute. Most of you came here for the giveaway, which you're probably 6 minutes into a little bit longer. I want that. All right. All right. It's getting better here. Let's see. BMW says it was China's spy balloon causing the freezing. You know, that would be really cool. Maybe one of the A-10s that are in the area could shoot it down. That'd be cool to watch. I mean, we did shoot down one of the UFOs not too long ago here in Michigan. So, so anyway, let's get to Toy Arc, there was a lot of news, and we're going to get into a few other things that we normally wouldn't, but since it came out, I figure why not. So if I do freeze when I open something up, that's the reason why. So this NECA dropped this bat belt, which normally I wouldn't be too interested in, but I actually do have a oh, wait a minute. So, hey, Chad says, I'm pretty convinced it's StreamYard that's doing the lagging. Yeah, whenever you bring up a website, if it's loading and it's not specific websites, but if they have a lot of stuff going on, and it's two websites that I was really using that I really liked that was causing the problem. I spent a lot of time doing live streaming to myself so I could watch it and see what freezes up. I realized that, all right, certain sites you can use and some you can't. So, but this bat belt here, I actually have an '89 Batman mask that my dad had bought for some costume party. Now, mind you, we're midgets, all right? I'm sorry, we're little people, just over 5 feet. So it always made me laugh, but I'm like, man, I should I should get this. And it popped up. I'm like, man, I should look at getting this and kind of putting a suit together. Not for me, but then I thought, do I really want like a mannequin of like maybe have a Duke in my corner? This is kind of creepy. But I mean, Batman might be a little bit different, right? But NECA did drop this here. It does look pretty interesting. All these nice little gadgets that we're gonna have. So, pretty cool stuff. Again, they do. And I could get some really nice stuff out there. The battery there. I'm not gonna be walking to Target. I'd be walking everywhere with that thing. I'd go to work with that thing. Are you trying to say that I'm fat and have a pointy nose? I'm offended by that. All right. But anyway, this is Bat Belt. Pretty cool, I guess. Um, there's a lot of Batman collectors out there, as we know. There's just something that kind of popped up. I figured I might as well show it off really quick here. Uh, and here we have Steven Coleman. I noticed that another streamer that uses StreamYard has dozens of browsers open that he jumps between. Maybe he has them all preloaded to avoid lag. No, I have them up, but there's specific ones. And if you guys, and again, any of you guys that, have watched at the beginning, I didn't have the lagging issues, but when there's a lot of stuff going on, I mean, I could bring one up right now, but I don't want to because it takes quite some time. So that's actually why I figured out how to do the slides and everything, and then I found out that the slide that I did was too big. So I'll have to do multiple slides going forward, just to get things to load the way that I want them to. But anyway, I do want to talk about Star Wars because, again, Star Wars Celebration was this weekend, and there was a lot of stuff that was thrown out there. Is this Figure God? I know he likes to use the Facebook, and I appreciate anyone that's using whatever stream they're on. If it's Figure God, he does some really good stuff. Follow him on Instagram. Unless if you like Tiger Force or Python Patrol, he pretty much hates them, especially Tiger Force. So I won't go too in depth to all of these because there are so many. But here we have a new Darth Maul and Doc Ondar. I don't even know who Duke Ondar is or whoever he is. But they dropped so much stuff at Celebration, which they always do. It'd be cool if G.I. Joe had a celebration. You know, maybe if they ever get around to being like 30 plus years. Oh, wait a minute. But yeah, so I can't go through all these pictures because they show them all in black and white and a white background. But he looks pretty cool. They give him a few accessories. So I guess they do have the ability to give Star Wars figures accessories. I know they don't Spider-Man because I was looking at those Spider-Man figures, just strolling through them, and all they give them is hands and hands, and not even that many. I mean, you can't even get like a vase of Valor hands like I have. Those figures, I mean, they look kind of cool. I don't know anything about them, so I'm not gonna sit here and go through all of these all that much. It's 43 pictures. But let's get into some of the good stuff here. Again, I don't collect Black Series or Star Wars really for that matter, but there is some really, really nice looking stuff here. Articulated Chad says, how do you have sub teams based on vehicles with no vehicles? Chad, they're just about figures. People like figures. They just like figures. And a Super Tisso says, Hasbro just doesn't care about giving proper accessories. Again, I think a lot of it has to do with they're trying to, the more accessories they give, the less money they make in the end. And when it comes to the Black Series, when it comes to Star Wars and Marvel, they're paying such a hefty royalty that's where they're being super chintzy. Lone Dragon, we will talk about Indiana Jones, even though I have never seen an Indiana Jones movie. And I know right now I probably just lost a bunch of subscribers and viewers, but I've actually never seen an Indiana Jones movie all the way through. I mean, I pretty much know what's happened. I just never sat down to sit there and actually watch one. But as we have this up here, yeah, I know it's a shocker, Eric, right? I've never been interested. So I've never sat down. I don't I don't insult them. I don't put them down. Allison says Raiders is the only good one. Eric's reporting me. Ooh, highly articulated ninja chat. Ooh, them fighting words, man. I think he lives close enough to you that you might, you might want to watch out. All right, so let's take a look at this. Can you guys hear him yet? Can you hear him? Buddy, no, not right now. You can wait a little bit. You can wait a little bit, all right? All right. So they're giving you a lot of different things here, and there are, I think, like 300 pictures, so I'm not going to scroll through every single picture that was on here. But they are giving us a Cad Bane. Again, not us, because I don't really collect them. Yeah, 316. So just like Austin 316, that's how many pictures we are getting. And let's see here quickly. Matthew says, blasphemy, punk hates God, loves evil Germans that hate adventure. Psycho Dad said before that, that's okay, Lawrence, I've never seen any of the Star Wars movies. Now that I don't understand. Because you couldn't sit down on a Saturday or Sunday and TNT not be there and just them not be on there. And Star Wars is the greatest franchise of all time until Kathleen Kennedy, got her hands in it. And it's the greatest film saga of all time with the first actual 3 movies. This Cad Bane looks pretty good. And I believe this is supposed to be the one from the live action universe, which I know some people didn't like, some people do like. Everyone's gonna cry about something. You feel like, so Allison feels like, I feel like his father. Listen, my dad, he wasn't into anything. John Wayne, that was it. My dad likes John Wayne. My dad watched Airplane and didn't find it funny. So we have a Monopoly game. You guys know how Monopoly works. You pass go, you get $200. Probably be 200 credits. Looks like we got some helmets. Again, that's cool, I guess, for the cosplay if you want to do that. This R2, I heard some people talking about it, and it's supposed to be like the best R2 ever. Again, it's another R2-D2. But I think this is actually pretty cool that you can actually see. It has all these different accessories here. So, that looks pretty cool. But you can hide them all inside, I guess. So they're all supposed to be able to be hidden right inside here, which I think is pretty cool. Yes, I know. He laughed when the guy cut himself shaving. And that might have been an Airplane too, but he just doesn't find that. They did Cad dirty in Book of Boba Fett. Did you watch Book of Boba Fett? They did a lot dirty in there. They did 2 episodes that weren't even about Boba Fett. It was The Mandalorian Part 2.5. So again, another R2. I love the artwork, I gotta say that. Like, if you're an inbox collector, again, I don't know why you would be, but as I insult everyone. Look at this. The Empty World, I've never seen an Indiana Jones movie either, and I'm a child of the 80s. Welcome to the club. One day we will do a watch along or something like that, because I know it will make Matthew happy. Who says, yeah, I need that R2. They haven't had one out since the greased up Dagobah. So, yes, Matthew, you're supposed to stop collecting, remember? You're supposed to calm down. I do like this Darth Vader. I think it looks pretty cool. I like just the helmet taken off. Now, I'm going to assume that this is probably Hayden Christensen and not the real Darth Vader, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, but they really do want to erase certain things. Again, Darth Vader. Again, I don't need to explain Darth Vader to you, right? I think we all know who Darth Vader is. Now, I don't have any of these, but this was always one of my favorite looking figures. And if you want a figure maybe that you can throw into your classified to be like the Serpentor Guard, these guys always look so sweet. Like this looks awesome. Once they take the cloak off him, now he looks like he's naked. He looks like a scrawny little dude. Not a big fan of that look at all. Let's see here. Don't show any of the 118 TVC stuff or people might burst into flames. Hey, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Hey, listen, if Hasbro would give me O-ring or 4-inch stuff, I would be talking about it. A matter of fact, I've already had someone pre-order the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow from overseas for me. So if I'm lucky, I'll be getting it, Chad, and you'll be happy. I'll do a review on it, Chad. But I just love these figures. I just think they look so nice. There's just something sleek about it. You could really just add it in anywhere. It's really any line that you really want to. And Digital Diarrhea Punks, I will say it again, the best, most disgusting name on the internet and YouTube. I love it. All right. It'd be nice if I could get off it, but it's just stuck there. Your name is stuck there now, just so you know. Is everything stuck? Wow. This is interesting because I can't move anything because everything seems to have frozen on me, which is absolutely awesome. So, can you guys still hear me? Or did I completely freeze up? Dude, I completely died. Fuck me. Well, that's not good. So you can hear me, but everything just froze up on my computer. And I mean everything. All right, so Matthew said you guys can hear me. Everything just froze up completely on my computer, which is awesome. And I mean completely frozen. I can't do anything. So that usually means you have to do. All right. All right. Let me see if I can. Wow. This is awesome. You know what? I can't make this shit up. The mouse just decided to completely die on me. Isn't that awesome? Which means I have to use the trackpad, which isn't a lot of fun. No, I don't use Macs. I fucking hate Macs. Although I use iPhones. All right, so let's see here. All right. Now the mouse is working. Don't you guys love this? Like, I listen, if anything in the toy community, I have to be known, at least now, for I gotta be known for the technical difficulties. But hey, you know what? If you don't laugh at it, what else? What can you do? Brick Something says, I was having lockup issues when presenting to StreamYard for the first time ever Saturday night. Yep, as you said, likely StreamYard server issue. Yeah, it's been certain things. This was the mouse. Like it literally, it let me move, but it wouldn't let me click on anything, which I definitely wasn't expecting. Um, yeah, but at least you guys could hear me, right? I think this might be Rick. Is this your first time watching? You're probably watching, going, God, just get to that giveaway, so I can get the hell out of here. Uh, all right, so I got to talk about this packaging, all these figures here. So I love this idea. I really do. But I am one of those people that has a hard time that Hayden Christensen is the ghost in here. They really should have done an alternate head so you could swap it, have two different ones. As you can see, they're packaged here. Now, when I look at the packaging, as good as the packaging looks, someone tell me why they felt the need to absolutely leave this big open area of Yoda. It looks absolutely awful. It makes no sense whatsoever. And Empty World agrees, huge fail without using the OG Vader. I agree. I mean, the head just pops off. All you gotta do is be able to, pop and swap. I mean, we all know Hayden Christensen is Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, but he was not in the original. So I just don't understand why they would do that. And then the other thing that was nice had they added was the little background here where they're sitting down. Now, last night, I know on Geek Dead Life, it kind of made it, they said, well, could this kind of be hinting at what they're going to be giving us for the HasLab? Now, this is the Black Series, and I believe it is the Vintage Series that they're getting the HasLab. But I have a feeling that everything is leaning towards, since everything is leading towards Empire Strikes Back and Endor, I think Ryan Dole, who constantly says that we're getting, or that they're getting, I'm not going to be buying it, the Ewok Village, I think he might be right. I think that they look like they're lining up to get an Ewok Village for sure. All right. So let's get the Jabba here. And again, I like the way it looks, but why is he not on a throne? It doesn't make any sense why he's not sitting on a throne. Not a throne, but just something. He's just going to be sitting on your... he's just going to be sitting there. Chaz says, the rumor is the ghost. Do you think the ghost is popular enough? Because, I mean, I remember the ghost. I know what it is, but someone would have to remind me, what it was before I went, oh, yeah, that's from that other show that I don't really watch that much. But Chaz says he doesn't believe that it's an Ewok village. Okay. They're just giving us a lot for Endor. They're giving a lot of Endor stuff. And with the bunker, it really is kind of pointing at, in my opinion, everything that's going to be on Endor. And they're not giving a Death Star. Master Versal Hunter says, is it, indeed, I always thought it was a shame they got rid of the original actor and the original Anakin actor. That is a tongue twister. It made no sense. It really made no sense. And then to say, like, I don't know, his whole thing about George Lucas' whole thing about how because when he becomes a Force spirit, it goes back to the last time he was a Jedi. It just didn't make any sense. It was George, and it's his movies, all right? Like, I don't care what anyone says. They hate the prequels, what they hate about it. It is what he wanted to do. It is his vision. He can do whatever he wants. if he comes out and says, "Listen, that sequel trilogy is absolutely awful," I don't. That's not how I envision Star Wars, and I will tell you that's garbage. And well, it was garbage. But I didn't understand why they got rid of that old guy. So anyway, Jabba looks really nice. Again, he is Black Series size. Although you might be able to work him in with like the vintage collection, considering how big Jabba is. As long as you're not talking about the guy that was cut out in the original Star Wars. But pretty cool. Probably what, like $70. Here we have it's not Jedi Luke. This is Book of Boba Fett, right? Basically, this is the Luke that people would have gotten if the Rancor would have succeeded. I think we all know that. So, fret not. You can get the another Luke Skywalker. I believe they said there's like 37 of them, something like that. They do tend to rehash a lot of figures. I don't remember what this dude's name is. I'm sure if I scroll far enough, I will get to it. But he was on the sail barge. Again, when it comes to stuff like this, I gotta say, when Chad talks about world building with vehicles, I understand exactly what he's saying. Again, I have a whole G.I. Joe room downstairs for my world building that way. And it does work. And yeah, like something like this, you'd want on some sort of sail barge. So 3D printers, get to printing and imagine how big you can make these. Again, how'd that guy get mixed in here? Anyway, again, 300 and some pictures just here. Finally getting Squid Head. Okay, so his name's Squid Head. See if I scroll long enough, someone will tell me or I find it. Here they are all together. And my button's working. I think my button stopped working again. So I guess it's time to get a new mouse. All right, there we go. But here they are in the packaging. Again, if you're a Star Wars collector like Chaz, you're in heaven right now. I mean, so much stuff that you guys don't even know what to do with it. Yeah, there is one for that was like one of the first Was that the first HasLab, I think, or the first one that actually succeeded? So yeah, I'm talking about a Black Series. If you want a Black Series one, that would be very large. Be coming close to the size of a HasLab, not a HasLab, a classified scale USS Flag, which so many people want and think that we need. So here's all the figures together. I was thinking these were Black Series. I do apologize when I said that. Look at Chad. Chad is like he's so excited. Like, look at this. The TVC reveals and pipeline reveals were epic. I gotta say this before we get to speculation on what the HasLab might be. If anyone saw Patrick, man, he was like, I've never seen that guy so excited. He was animated. He's yelling out there. He seemed happy. They're probably still, ruin everything for you guys. But what more could you ask? So here's Chrysanthemum, right? Not Black Chrysanthemum. But as I mentioned before, when it comes to the live action universe, that they never called him Black Chrysanthemum because, I don't know, maybe Bonaventure, whatever his name is, said, hey, you know what? If you call him Black Chrysanthemum, then people might think you're racist. And then who knows, Hooded Cobra Commander shows up, and next thing you know, you have the Klansman versus the Black Chrysanthemum. The Klansman versus the Black Chrysanthemum. I got a movie idea right there. You guys know what I'm rambling on about? Uh, I gotta say though, this figure looks really nice, and it does look like they gave him a lot of accessories, which I mean is good for all you collectors because being light on accessories is definitely something Star Wars and Marvel love to do. Um, he's got, I want this for my GI Joe stuff. So, Rick something said, I'm pretty sure Patrick is feeding off the crowd. Understandably, that's a huge positive. Star Wars crowd. Yeah, but have you ever seen the guy animated before? He's like a robot. He's like some YouTubers that just talk like this, and he goes, I don't know why everyone thinks I hate everything, but I don't. You don't know me. Anyway, if you don't know who I'm imitating, watch long enough, you'll probably figure it out. So anyway, there's our chrysanthemum right there. Let's see here. But Chaz, sorry, I tend to pick the same people because I see them. I don't pick and choose. Again, when you get 46 people in here and you guys are chatting like you guys are, it's hard to always follow. I don't have any issues with anyone. But my collectors want him on card. Well, don't worry, Chaz. I'm sure you'll get it. Mint and box collectors. Okay, that's not who I was imitating. I've already addressed him. Listen, I don't have a huge problem with JC, other than I do believe that he tends to steal memes for the other thing. But yeah, someone has to explain why JC sits so damn low when it comes in his seat. Like, why are you sitting so low? I don't understand that. Just sit up a little bit, dude. All right. Let's round out some of the Imperial guys. So it's nice that you can kind of, add these guys to your collection. What up, buddy? Hold on 1 second. Let me put you guys on mute here. All right. Dog wants to go out. Yeah, see, Digital diarrhea knows Roman is in the house, and my son isn't feeling really well, so it's even a little bit more on it. Let's see, a special report from the Viper Island, Star Wars is dead. No, I believe that would be from the Guru. I think the Guru has been predicting that Star Wars is dead since 1983. But they create figures 30 to 40 years in advance. All right, so that's just an Imperial guy. Again, kind of boring in my opinion. Here's Nian Num. In the movies, when this guy laughs, I still think it's one of the best parts of the movie. I always like Nian Num. If you say it like really loud, it's pretty damn funny. Weird looking creature though. But hey, look, you get 2 weapons. So hey, Star Wars fans, you guys are catching up here. Oh boy, are we on this now? The Viper Island pack of Vipers was the shittiest set to come out in the 2000s due to the inferior plastic and sculpts. It makes sense that the douche nozzle would use it as his namesake. Well, at first I thought you were ripping on him. Then I thought you were going to the figures, and then I realized you came to him. So you did a really good job of hitting everything. Jeffrey Smith. I want to see him blow his noise. Oh, yeah, Anthony, I know what you said, but you got to watch what you're saying there. And don't call me. I can't talk to 2 in the morning tonight. All right. So let's get to the N1 Starfighter here. I gotta say, this thing, the rumor is that it's going to be what? $130. I gotta say, is 130 too much? Probably, but I gotta say, it looks really nice with the stand and everything. And obviously, it's a completely new mold. They can't reuse anything because it's just the base of it now. Could they cut down on the price without having these figures individually boxed? Because I do believe that Mando and Grogu are individually boxed or packaged. I think so. But this is something, and if you have the Sky Striker HasLab, if they make it anything like that stand where it looks like it's flying, this for a Star Wars collector, I think is awesome. Matthew says, so first off, Baldy says, I want that thing. I still have the original yellow Naboo fighter. I wish I did. And Matthew says, no one wants a Naboo fighter. We want real ships. Come on, guys. No, all we want is classified scale vehicles. That's all we want. And no one will buy them, and they'll wait till they go on clearance to complain. I think this looks really nice. Will I be spending $130 on it? Probably not, because I'm not a Star Wars collector. If I was, I'd definitely buy the Biker Scout on his little speeder bike, because that was always my favorite figure. But I think this looks really nice. And if it's made so the stand can make it bank and different things like that, like the Sky Striker, then, it's, again, worth whatever you're willing to pay for it. All right. So I know there's more Star Wars stuff. And there's the Indiana Jones stuff. So quickly we'll talk about the Bad Batch here before we get on absolutely nothing about. All right, 55 people in here. Everyone hit that like button, please. I definitely do appreciate it. I haven't even checked the likes out. But hey, you know what? If you're here, you might as well hit the like button, right? You came here for a reason. Hopefully it's not just for the giveaway. If it is just for the giveaway, hopefully you're going to enjoy the content. So, again, the Black Series here with too many pictures to really get into. I do believe a bunch of these are Walmart exclusives, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why you would make a specific group Walmart exclusives, but they did. And I believe this is Choppa. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Choppa. Trying to read some of the comments here. This is kind of cool if it, if you have a kid that's into it. I don't know how many kids are into some of these Star Wars things. It seems like so many toys have passed kids by. They just want video games. I'm not going through 100 pictures of the same thing. Chaz here says, let's see, maybe the whole ghost rumor is to throw everybody off, but Yakface rumored it and never bet against Yakface. Oh, I never bet against a Yakface. What is a Yakface? I know he has a website. No, I know, like, hey, he does a lot of different things. And B's Battleground, my nemesis, is in the house. Wasn't the Siege of Mandalore Wave a Walmart exclusive? I don't remember, to be honest, because not a huge. Again, I don't understand. I definitely don't understand all the exclusives. The Python Patrol and Tiger Force makes sense because they're they're a wave, and not a wave, but a sub team that a lot of people don't care for. So that I guess I can understand. And again, here, as we can see, this is the plasticless uh, packaging. We know it's all going to be going away. So once again, everything's going to look different because Hasbro. This is a very white figure. Deep Adventure would not like it. This looks more. Hey, where's Chad? Where's Chad at? Come on, tell me this doesn't look more like a KKK guy than Hooded Cobra Commander. All right. So I'm gonna get this guy here. He looks pretty cool. You actually got some, some color to him. He's not just a plain old white. Clearly a mix between the Mandalorian and a Stormtrooper. I don't know why they give me a white and a black background. Definitely doesn't make it easy to scroll through all these different. Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't kept up on the Bad Batch. I started watching it and then I kind of fell behind. So I'm not the person you come to for Star Wars news. Although I have been watching The Mandalorian. It's written for children, but it's still entertaining. Yeah, I think these figures look good. Someone has already compared him to Spirit. So I guess if you wanted to have a tactical type Spirit, here's your man for it. Put him with some realistic weapons, and hey, you know what? You might have something really good to go on. Let's see. Chaz says the Walmart Black Series exclusives were Clone Wars, Ahsoka, Mandalorian Commando, and the Mandalorian Loyalist. All right. And Brick Something says, I actually like these guys' armor in the Black Series more than the show. I think they look really nice. Again, this is something that I could see grabbing and grabbing and just as if you don't collect all the Star Wars. B says Tactical Space Force Spirit. Yeah, sorry, G.I. Joe did a lot of dumb things. They fitted Sky Strikers so they could go fly in space. The cartoon was really bad, guys. That's why it drives me nuts when people get mad that they want the cartoon versions of all the G.I. Joe figures. And I'm like, no, dude, you need to read the comic. All right. And here is I would say the new most annoying person ever in Star Wars, passing over little Annie or older Annie or whiny Luke Skywalker. But yeah. Let's see. Jeffrey Smith says quickly, Tiger Force because wearing bright yellow and orange colors will hide use in any environment. Listen. These were Cobra Troopers, right? They're bright orange. G.I. Joe's never been known as the most. After you get past the first couple waves, they weren't the most militarized figures that you've ever found. And some people got mad at me because I said you don't see a lot of people running into battle with a New England jersey, a New England Patriots jersey when people were complaining about him not having straps for his backpack. And then I was asked if I've ever been in combat. So, all right, guys. Sorry. All right. Anyway, but she does come with a bunch of these, I guess, kind of cool accessories. But I find this character so annoying when I have watched the show. This one looks pretty cool. Again, now they're just all looking, I don't know, after a while they all look the exact same. All right. Again, as I said, I'm not the person we normally come to for Star Wars news. All right. Let's see here. B says only if they base gets attacked during the Super Bowl. Exactly. Listen. Some guy got mad at me. Oh, hold on. Someone. Someone literally called me out on one of the G.I. Joe forums when I said they were complaining about Bazooka not having straps, and I said, well, I don't see a lot of people running into combat with New England Patriots jerseys either, but no one complains. And he was like, he said something like, yeah, how many times have you been in combat? And I'm like, okay, I'm not saying it's never happened, but last time I checked, not the Air Force, Navy, Marines, or the Army gives you really bright colored stuff. What is this? Has anyone heard news on the NFL starting up lineup yet? Nope. No, Hasbro's probably still trying to figure out how they can do that without having to lower their prices. So anyway, again, they're giving him some accessories. I mean, I know people are going to say it's not a lot, but the royalties for Star Wars, what they pay for Star Wars, and when I hear people say, oh, I wish McFarlane would have them. No, you don't. You don't want McFarlane to have anything. Say what you want about Hasbro, but the quality of a Hasbro, like I said, the quality. The sculpt of a Hasbro and the way it's put together when quality control is good is leap years about anything that McFarlane has done in recent years. Again, black, white background. It's not so many damn pictures. This guy, he was a deluxe last time because because he's bigger. Which went, all right, he ain't that big. So, all right. So there we go. So he comes with a couple weapons. He comes with his helmet, his backpack. Nothing too big. All right. So let's get into Indiana Jones and everything that you're going to get. Now, I'm not a big Indiana Jones fan. As in, I've never seen the movies.
So I say, Roman ran to the door so fast, he tripped on his toy and ate crap.
Yeah. So my dog, I guess, ran to the door and tripped over his toy. Probably smashed right into the screen, which is probably off. All right, Indiana Jones stuff. Again, I know enough about Indiana Jones and what he does, but the figures look pretty good. If that's something you are definitely interested in. So here we have a giant skull. I can't tell you what the skull's from. The girl, she looks like she's wearing a diaper, doesn't she? Is this McFarlane doing these? So, I don't know. Some people said she looks really good. I'm not positive. Do you guys want to see Roman? Roman, come here. Hold on. We will remove the screen. Come here, buddy. Oh, there we go. There's what everyone wanted to see. Hi, buddy. We love you too. But you just came in, so you gotta go lay down. All right? Thank you. That was cool. No, buddy, I can't. I'm busy. I know. You know that. It's like you have an internal clock. You're like, oh, it's Monday. Right now, I need love. Okay. And if you're new to the show, that is Roman. He is the most important person on the stream. Just ask him. All right. So get me off here. No one wants to look at me. All right. So the one thing that I got to say about these that I was kind of scrolling through here, you have a lot of accessories. As Bees has just mentioned. As a matter of fact, he's mentioned me a couple times. The accessories are cool. Figures of matter articulation is absolute trash, so they can keep their look. Quite possibly. But they do have a lot of accessories that I think you could really mix and match if you want to do a Cobra's going after something. With me, most things will turn into something G.I. Joe, if that's what I was going to collect. So, this indie looks pretty good, in my opinion. I mean, I do know what Harrison Ford looks like. I have seen Star Wars. And Air Force One. Isn't that Air Force One? Is that what it was? He's got his whip. Looks better than the one that Patrick was whipping someone with. Here's a monkey. I have better monkeys right here. All right. So you want a good monkey to play with. God, that came out wrong. That came out absolutely wrong. But there you go. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, you guys are going to have to deal with a completely plasticless packaging. Again, accessories here look pretty cool. They're going to be a little bit older things that you're going to get. Here's a Cobra snake. How this thing has been repackaged to be part of Cobra yet, who knows? But how many people will be buying this just for the snake so you can have it for Cobra Commander or whatever? You got some pretty cool stuff here. Shirtless. I'm guessing he's shirtless throughout the movie at times. Don't need a lot of shirtless figures, in my opinion, unless you're quick kicking. You want to go in the freezing snow. But in my opinion, not knowing the movie, it seems like there's too many indies. But the whole line is Indiana Jones, so you're gonna get a lot of Indiana Jones. And I know some people have complained about it. Brick Something says the sculpts on these are solid. I agree. I mean, from what I've seen, I have to agree. They're nice looking figures, but these accessories really do. If you want to use them for other things, they could fit in so many different lines. So I don't know why there's jelly beans or melted raisinets. I'm not sure. Someone will tell me in the chat, I'm sure. Let's see. Super Tissel says here, I want one of these just to get the Gridiron Adventure set to replace the whip and torch with it now. Yeah, I saw Gridiron came out with some stuff. Always expensive, those Gridirons, but they do have some nice quality looking stuff. And here we have, now I know this scene because I've seen UHF. So I watched UHF. Listen, Baldy, I have other things going on, like rewatching Commando. Thank you very much. Listen, the Gridiron is very expensive, and if I was able to get a couple of them in hand and do a review so people can have an idea whether or not they want to spend their money, then I was more than willing to do it. So I'm glad you got something out of it. I'm glad anyone gets anything out of the reviews that I do. Hey, I'm probably skating this Wednesday. You hear me complain about how bad my knees hurt because I skated on like 2 Sundays ago and my knees were absolutely shot. We got it on UHF, yes. I love UHF. That movie is so damn good. But back to the figures here. So I think these look really nice. Again, I do know this scene. I do feel like I should watch Indiana Jones. But then you see how many there are, and you're like, yeah, it's kind of like Harry Potter. Do I want to watch all of them? But all these accessories here, I think Bees said it best, like great accessories. So if you get these figures on clearance, but I think they might go like Ghostbusters, where the moment you see them on clearance, you better nab them up, or else they're going to be gone. Yeah, I've had 42 years to catch up, but there's been a lot of movies that have come out in 42 years that I have to keep watching. I've just never had an interest in wanting to see them. And again, it's not like the Harry Potters where I think that I tried watching them when they were awful. I tried watching for my kids. And I was like, that's awful. I just couldn't watch it. Sorry to any Harry Potter fans, but not sorry. So again, another indie kind of showing off his chest. He should have hair. He should have some chest hair. That looks like that Sergeant Slaughter's chin right there. Looks like it could be. Maybe that's after Hulk Hogan broke his chin after he turned his back on the USA. Here's some guys that could easily be used for your Crimson Twins, for Extensive Enterprises, for G.I. Joe. Yes, Eric says I couldn't do Harry Potter. I tried for my kids. My oldest, she liked it, and then my kids liked it. And I tried, and I was just like, I think I watched like a half movie. I'm like, I just can't. If you guys like it, God bless you. And listen, I went to Universal, and the Harry Potter land is really awesome. But my son just showed me a TikTok video, I believe, where they literally talked about that. Where they literally talk about that. Hold on, Allison says it takes like 7 years just to watch all the Lord of the Rings movies. It takes 9 years if you watch the extended cuts. But I have seen all of them, even the Hobbit ones. So anyway, back to these guys. These guys, I mean, are going to work with anything. If you like Indiana Jones, obviously work with Indiana Jones. But if these are some guys that are doing business with Extensive Enterprises, then it totally makes sense. Again, not seeing this movie. Is the guy in the white the guy from Roadhouse? Or am I just crazy and it just looks kind of like him? And then the Golden Child here. Listen, some people have sent me some very awful stuff that they said they want to do to make a diorama of him and his looks. Some things you can't say on on YouTube that you just have to laugh about. What? Stop what? Isn't he the Golden Child? I don't know, dude. He looks like the Golden Child. Another movie I've never seen. Payne says they look pretty good, just not gonna bend 12 indies. You will, and you will like it. Oh, this is what I didn't want to say, but Matthew said it, and so wrong. Yet I laughed so hard. No, he's not the Golden Child. Okay, well, he looks like it. Oh, he's Data. He looks nothing like Data. All right. Data got old though. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Data in Picard. That's the only Data that I know. All right, that's enough with. I spent a lot of time on. Wow, we are an hour and a half into this, and we haven't even got to the giveaway yet. So, this is what happened. You let me ramble on, and this is what you are going to get with me. So if you're new here, thank you. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. I don't know why you haven't yet. Really, just so you know, like the subscribe thing, if you've watched someone's content, they're going to pop up. The subscribe thing is more of a pat on the back, but hey, it makes us all feel really, really good. All right, so let's talk about the He Skeletor, which is coming out. It's going to drop tomorrow. Now, I really like the color, but I think that they made a huge mistake with this, and they really should have used the Keldor head from the 2-pack, the Target 2-pack, with Keldor and is it Kronos? Is that what his name is? Trapjaw before he's Trapjaw. So, my personal opinion, that's what they should have done. Now, I gotta say, for someone who collects this stuff, they did a really good job with a figure that has very limited articulation and making them look like they're in really good action poses. But I am hoping I'm able to get one, and the way they've been now, I think we're good. Rich Murphy says, I'm in on He Skeletor. I believe Ritz kind of got stuck with the Motu because he kept watching the videos that I did, so kind of feel good about that. They're just really cool. They really bring back, our 80s. But I think they did a really good job with like the action poses here. That blue color is really awesome. I did find it kind of funny when watching Geek Dad Life. They made the comment that it is the Geek Dad Life colors. So yeah, pretty cool. And here's Anti-Eternia He-Man. Again, I really wish they would have used the Keldor head for this. So Rich says, it is all your fault. Well, hey, you keep watching, you might find yourself in much more expensive hobby and much more expensive toys, because I seem to be going down some pretty bad paths here. He says, He Skeletor is straight from the multiverse comic, an easy repaint, but looks great. I agree. This guy right here, oh, you can't see me. This Anti-Eternia He-Man, I love him. I know he's just a black repaint, but man, oh man, I think like when he's sitting on the shelf, he really, really does pop. So I really like that figure. I even talked about he probably would have made one of my figures of the year. He got nudged out, I want to say, by the Camel Con. I just really like him. I don't know why, but there's just something about him. So here we have He Skeletor and He-Man back to back. And He-Man looks really dull, but when you see this blue and you know it's not Fakor. So all in all, I think it looks really nice. And he's gonna have his own mini comic, which is really nice with their exclusives. Here's our packaging. Again, I think the artwork that is done on all the Master Universe stuff is just top notch. It's second to none. It may not be better than other stuff, but it's not worse than anything. So, let's see. Baldy says, the paint in his eyes makes the figure for Andy. Okay. Well. The price of Anti-Eternia He-Man popped off after this. Oh, really? Well, unfortunately, all mine are open. I really should have bought more. Allison says Axel knocks it out of the park with the card. He does. Like his artwork, every single match, like all the origin stuff, and the Classified was clearly trying to take a cue from it by putting in all the little Easter eggs with the latest wave that they've been doing, but the things that they threw in here for a line that is completely dead. Again, that's never going to get old because unfortunately, the guru won't stop talking about it until the line finally dies. Brick says, I can't get this one. They could have went with the number of heads if the Master Universe, WWE are in play. If they can't, they should have done something else, as in he's a twin of his enemy, Anti-Eternia He-Man. Yeah, that's the only thing. Like they're the exact. That's why I said I think the the Keldor head would have been perfect because it would be something different. But you'd have this He-Man body. I mean, I guess all the bodies are almost the exact same. But just I hope the paint is close enough that it fits. It might be, and maybe they're just going to take our money and it just never gets shipped out. It's just going to sit on it, like, waiting. I got to say this. The funniest thing about anyone that's ordered from Mattel Creations, it's like, you buy the stuff, well, you order the stuff, and then you sit there, and then it just ships. They don't really tell you. You don't know. It just goes out. And if it goes out FedEx and you're a FedEx manager, it just populates. And then you're sitting there trying to figure out, like, what the hell's coming in? What did I order? Where's this coming from? Mattel Creations is kind of crazy like that. But anyway. All right, guys. So let's see. We are an hour and 30 minutes into it. If you're holding on for the giveaway, it is right here. I usually do it close to this time, but we still got a lot of G.I. Joe stuff we got to get to. So we're going to hold off on doing this, though. Maybe we'll do it after one section of G.I. Joe. I do say between 10 and 11 Eastern Standard Time. But hey, you know what? I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. 50 people here. Like I said giveaway, and all of a sudden 50. There's only 40 people in the giveaway, if you can believe that. It's kind of crazy. All right. Allison says the frog monger will make. Let's cover this news. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. When I get into Super 7, right now we're gonna start talking G.I. Joe stuff. So, if that's what you came here for, oops, I removed myself. Not that anyone really cares. Let's see here. G.I. Joe movie 4 with Batman. Be better than what we've gotten, right? So obviously there's a lot of Super 7 news. Most of you probably know I'm not a big Super 7 fan, but we are definitely going to address it. But before that, there is some other news when it comes to G.I. Joe. And that is, now, change this because unfortunately my whole thing that I had all planned turned out that it was too big to use. So share this screen, the window, and hit share. All right. So this is not how I wanted to present it, but of course, this is what we get. Oops. And not that, because... All right. Why are you not sharing the screen? Everything got screwed up, all because of stupid StreamYard. Stupid StreamYard. All right. Oops, now I did it again. I feel like I keep doing the same thing over and over and over. All right. Screw it. It's gonna twitch out for a second. Ooh, what the hell? Probably gonna freak out for 1 second. But here, we're gonna do it anyway. I'll show you the PowerPoint if I add this to the stream. Again, I'm just talking to nobody, guys. Just so you guys all know, I'm just like totally talking to basically myself. Roman's sitting here. Let's see here. window. That's the entire screen. All right. I really did have everything planned, guys. Just so you know, I was all prepared and took a crap. All right. All right. So this is what we got. This has now popped up over, I believe, in Malaysia. Now, again, I had this all set up, but as we can see, nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here. If you're not following Chaz, you need to be following Chaz. This guy, the stuff that he does is amazing. If you don't know who this is, be glad, because no one really needs to know who he is. Yes, Matthew, that's right. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Mike Tyson. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Is I got all this done, and now I have to figure out new ways to do this stuff. Because I just screwed myself up by what I was doing. So anyway, these popped up. Now, whether or not Viper Island says they're real or they're not, these clearly are real figures. As we can see, here's Python Patrol. Now, why someone would think they're not, I don't know. Whether or not Viper Island says that, the guy deletes stuff all the time. We've discussed this before. But I think I like this color. I really do. I know it kind of, him in these colors takes away with it being a crimson guard. Well, funniest thing is, it never really dawned on me. We were at a toy shop, and my son was like, how is he crimson? Oops. Let's see here. Bees didn't predict that the Mind Bender with the trouble bubble back in the summer of 2021. Oh, I've discussed that one numerous times. Yes. But back in 2019, I believe Chaz said that it was his first video that he ever did. I believe he said it was the first video. So anyway, these are out now. It means they should be hitting stores soon. The only thing that doesn't make any sense is that now we have seen, if we go back here, so this is Dusty. We have Dusty and the Crimson Guard. Well, there should be 3 in a wave. So I guess where is the third figure? Who is the third figure? Because there should be a third one, right? Isn't that how these have been going with the Target exclusives? So I'm interested to see. Now, these have been all over the internet, but according to Chaz, they came from Samsu Sam III. I'm not really sure who that is. So again, these pictures have been all over. But again, hey, if you guys are doing a stream and you take someone's stuff, make sure you give them credit. That's all that people are asking. Like, don't, just give the people credit for what they, what they've done. So let's get to the stuff that I wanted to originally get to, but of course, I kind of got screwed in everything. I'm gonna remove this really quick. Let's see if I could do something else really quickly. But I don't know. What do you guys mean? I've never been a huge fan of the. I always like the Python Patrol. It's kind of cool, but I never really cared for Tiger Force. Although I think they look pretty cool. I'm not sure what everyone else thinks. Let's see if I can maybe make this slide work. Because if it does, it'll be a lot easier. So, delete. This is what you call learn on the fucking spot, baby. If anyone knows SOD, then you know where that came from. If you listen to Pennywise, you might know who SOD is. Stormtroopers of Death. They're probably not the most politically proper band, but it's from a long time ago. Are we talking about now let's see here. Let's see, Super Saiyan. Those are only good for clearance. They should do Ninja Force. Oh God, no. God, no, please. No. You know what? If I could show the meme of Michael Scott doing it, I would. I don't want to see. I don't need to see that. Let's see, Gura's PC class. Thanks for joining us. Would have really preferred the Python Patrol Guard be released in windowed packaging, even if it meant waiting a bit longer for the release. Unfortunately, I think that Hasbro just kind of like just throws things out there. Like they knew they had to make a turn. Hey, let's get this out there. Again, it probably would have done better, but who knows? But I'm with you. I mean, there's no reason to, sit there and, keep. That's unfortunately they've what they choose to do to everyone. All right, so give me 1 second here. I'm gonna see if I can make this work and actually add. See what. Nope, still too big. All right, well, we can just bring it up like this. It's not gonna look the greatest, but hey, came here. Let's see. Only SOD song I remember is "Speak English or Die." Again, I said that's the most politically correct. You don't remember the Ballad of Kurt Cobain? You're dead. And yes, that is the Ballad of Kurt Cobain. All right, so let's add this to the stream. Again, if you are waiting here, if you are here for the giveaway, we definitely will be doing it. But it's going to be a little bit longer. So, Super 7 announced their latest Super 7 Ultimates G.I. Joe. I have a lot to say about them. Now, this is what I want to say about Super 7. Or people in general. Now, there is a guy that did a review video of the Snake Eyes. It was sent to me. It's like a 4-minute video. I don't even remember who it is, but he talks about how it's his favorite Snake Eyes, how he liked it, and he's going over the articulation, and he says that the reason why he believes that they're so expensive is because of the articulation, and how when he's looking at it, he's like, it seems like no one can get the articulation right with Snake Eyes, but Super 7 has better articulation than Classified. Now, you can like the Super 7 more in their design if you want, but to say that Super 7 Ultimates have better articulation than Classified is a flat out lie. It's not even close. The Super 7 Ultimates are awful, and you say what you want about Classified, but we are going to discuss this because I'll believe it when I see it. That's my personal opinion on this. But listen, the articulation isn't even, like Anthony's laughing. Yeah, he said it, and I only saw this video because of someone else, and you can probably figure out who sent it to me. It made no sense. And the articulation isn't even close. You can't bend knees 90 degrees. So to sit there and say that the articulation is better, if you want to say you like the sculpt, you like the way it looks, then so be it. But it absolutely makes no sense. So here's the latest wave. Now they do look cartoon accurate, in my opinion. They do look cartoon accurate to a point. Again, not really what I care about. They're huge. They're so big that they will not fit in your Classified line. That's my opinion. Let's see here. I really want the Super 7 Cobra Commander. He looks great, but 55 isn't worth it, in my opinion. I agree, but you can get 10% off by using e.toys/apunk if you want. Or you can wait. You'll probably see it on clearance for about $35. But you're kind of gambling if you do that. But let's be honest, all the classified, or not the classified, all the ultimates seem to go down in price at some point. All right, so here are the figures. Now, if you order them directly from Super 7, you do get this bonus pack. So if you're willing to spend the $220, which I think, and again, Super 7 does not give you free shipping and handling, even if you're spending $220. So you're going to end up spending close to $250, $260 to get this free battle pack of accessories that you probably already have if you're in on the line. But if you want to wait, if you just want to get the figures, you can go to EE, use my code, you go to, BBTS, and then you don't have to worry about waiting. So here's all the figures, everything they come with, and then this bonus pack that you get only through Super 7. And quickly here, Super Tissel says the only reason I even have 2 TMNT Ultimates is because they were absurdly heavily discounted enough for me to get them. Otherwise, only Super 7 I care about is Silverhawks and G.I. Joe. Wow. I bought the Thundercats to see if I wanted to get into this line, and it made me not want to get into this line. And Matthew is saying mean things like free battle pack after you overpay for a robot. It's mean. I mean, it's true, but it's mean. So anyway, here's the figures that we have. So the first one we'll get into is the Baroness. And Allison quickly says here, I want that Baroness. Otherwise, these are too expensive for my budget. I have to buy more Origins. Maybe you'll win one tonight. You never know. But so looking at this, it doesn't look awful. You get tons of hands. You get the head sculpt of her in the Rattler. So this is the box. And here is the first picture of her. And I'll just point out right away, if you don't understand Super 7 Ultimates, and probably most of the people watching right now are big into toys or whatever, the articulation, you're going to get a 90-degree elbow at best. If you're talking about Chitara or Tigra, probably not even that much. But their articulation, in my not in my opinion, they're awful. There she is with this helmet. I think that looks really stupid. Now, I will say this hair flowing one looks awesome. So I think the face sculpt of the digital render of what they are showing is awesome. But how many times has Super 7 shown people what their Ultimate is going to look like, and then it comes out looking absolutely nothing? Now, you really shouldn't have a hard time getting cartoon characters right, but you also shouldn't have a hard time getting Andre the Giant right either, and he looks nothing like Andre or the Green Power Ranger. It makes absolutely no sense. Quickly, hey, we all like what we like and are willing to pay for what we're willing to each own. It's good that the hobby is big enough to support all the products at different price points. I agree. Listen, hey, I agree, but it's my opinion. The reason why I think these are just overpriced, in my opinion. All the women seem to look a little chubby. So I do like the fact that they give you her original weapon. Now, why they threw a strap on it, I don't know. And then they give you the regular Cobra weapon. They give you this chalice. I don't remember what the chalice goes to. This here, someone just posted the clip of what this is for. This snake here, if I remember correctly, everyone said that's something that Zartan used. They gave it to her. Now, if Zartan did use it, to me, this is their way of saying, well, we know you already got a Baroness. If you want Zartan to have this, you're going to have to buy this Baroness too. They do a lot of this stuff. They sneak stuff in and other figures, so you're trying to convince you to buy other stuff. And I just don't like the way Super 7 goes about things. I made my opinion on the owner very, very clear, and I really want to like the guy because he is a punk and a skater. But all right, so then we have Gung Ho. You can see all of his accessories. He has the green packaging, not the blue, so it goes along with obviously G.I. Joe. Quickly, Brick says the Baroness personally loving the look of these. I hear on the articulation, but that's like being mad that Lego minifigs don't look realistic enough. Super 7 has never been about articulation. Okay. But my issue is with that, half the time what they show us, they don't give us. That, my biggest issue is, the Tigra, the articulation was awful. It was missing stuff, and Brian Flynn's his message to it and what he said about it was, well, the factory was done with us. We were done with the factory. They didn't put it on there. What are you going to do? Well, you eat the cost. You can't sell something, take it away, and then be like, hey, sorry you guys bought it thinking you were going to have this. But when you look at the Green Power Ranger, it looks nothing like it. Andre the Giant looks awful. And here's Palpatine. Greetings, Lord Punk and chat. Nice to see you, Palpatine. He is on the other side of the world. So I love whenever I see anyone from not just another country like Canada, but someone from across the pond. But anyway, Gung Ho here. I always loved Gung Ho. I think he looks really cartoon accurate. Again, my issue here is he can't even hold the gun properly. He's like holding it like an O-ring figure that you're scared that it's going to break the thumb. And I see it. It's even like that on the snake eyes that the one guy did the review. This is exactly how he had the laser rifle being held. Brick quickly says, fair enough. I just commented on the articulation. I like Super 7, but never because of their articulation. They don't move well. Hey, listen. I'm not going to try and talk anyone out of buying anything. All right. I have my opinion. Chad and I are friends, and he absolutely hates classified, and I have a huge classified collection. So, listen, it's just my opinion, and I just think that they're overpriced. And I talked about these the Mythic Legions, which they're close to the same price, but when I look at the sculpt of them and the paint on these and everything that I've seen, what they've shown is what you actually get. That's where you start to go. That's where you get your money from. So your money's worth. So here's everything that he comes with. I gotta say this. I looked at the backpack here and I went, holy shit, there's a shovel on the back of the backpack. I'm assuming it's like that on the original, and I never even noticed. So thank you to Super 7 for pointing out there's a shovel probably on the back of the O-ring. I just found that kind of funny. Now, I do love that they give him his grenade launcher. Now, according to Viper Island, when they showed the classified classic Gung Ho, he referred to the grenade launcher as he comes with his shotgun. If anyone thinks this is a shotgun, I am not a weapons expert, but I will say this: it is not a shotgun. Now, you almost want to say he doesn't come with enough hands for Super 7, but he comes with the gloves, which looks like they're really tiny hands. I don't know why it looks like he has such little tiny hands in the scrubbing gloves. And then he comes with the Wolverine. Has anyone figured out exactly where the headband comes from? I know the Full Force was talking about it, and I thought maybe it is at the opening. He's lifting weights. You can't see his head, but you can see he doesn't have his cover on. So I was just wondering if that's what it is. And Rich Murphy says there is a shelf in the O-ring backpack. Listen, Rich, I've said this so many times when I've done video like reviews. I have found so many little details in the O-rings when I'm comparing them to the classified that I had no idea was there. Because when you're a kid, like you're not looking, and even when I started like recollecting my, my figures and stuff, like I wasn't really paying attention to the detail until I started doing reviews. Stephanie said really quick, I think these Ultimates look great, but more like giant O-ring figures. But yeah, way too expensive, especially compared to the already expensive classified figures. Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you because the O-rings have more articulation than these do. I know that may make some people mad, but they really do. And there's no rhyme or reason for it. And Cobra Law has joined. I haven't even mentioned yet on the stream yet, but Cobra Law is awful. Not Cobra Law, who's talking to us right now, but Cobra Law. By the way, Hasbro is going to use more expensive, faster decaying plastic packaging. So they will need to raise prices. Listen, they haven't even... Listen, that's a little secret that no one's even like come across. Like, will the prices go up? I will say this, and I meant to mention this. Well, looking at all the figures that Hasbro is pushing out there, it looks like they have streamlined the prices. It looks like they have definitely streamlined the prices to be $25 for basic figures. I think $34, $33 for the deluxe figures. So here's Stalker. Now, Stalker is one of my favorite figures. Again, he's from Detroit, and when you live in this area, especially the first line, like you read that file card, like, oh my god, he's from around here. So gotta love this figure. Again, green background, looks nice. And here he is. They're trying to reimagine that one of the opening scenes. Now, my biggest fear, one of the biggest fears that I have for people that are buying this is, you see the knees bent here? If we go back to Gung Ho here, his knees are bent about the exact same. So that makes me think that that is probably going to be the articulation that you're going to get. And I think for a $55 figure, who, if you didn't know this, Ultimates are now sold at Best Buy. Not just online, but you can find them in Best Buy. You can actually find them in, yep. I never had Shockwave, believe it or not. I recently got him in the past couple years. And so is Road Pig. Big giant Road Pig. He's also from Detroit. But I worry that this is how far you're going to get the articulation to bend. And I mean, I know what Brick said about like, little minifigs, but little minifigs are Lego minifigs. Like they're, I'm not trying to get them to have bending knees because of how small they are. I said, I thought Lauren said you hate classified. Maybe I better start drinking. Well, if you're drinking, I hope you're not on the ambulance because that would be a problem. Stalker is going on clearance. That is racist. Yeah, I actually saw this in one of the Michigan threads that I'm in for toys, and they're actually, and if you go on Best Buy, you can find the Ultimates. There's the dog, and he's going crazy right now. But there's pictures of them, and they are actually selling Ultimates in Best Buy. So, all right, so let's look at Stalker here and everything that it comes with. So you're getting the jetpack, which is a reuse. They've already given it to us, and of course they're going to use as much reuse as possible. You're going to get his gun, which came with Duke also. And you're going to get the laser rifle. You can get the M16 that's also coming with Gung Ho, binoculars. Now, again, Super 7 tends to do this where they're like, they give you two faces that are slightly different, but they're almost the exact same and say, well, we gave you three faces. 3 heads. Again, this is where I think like you're giving people stuff, but you really aren't giving people as many things. And again, here you have these the hands used for obviously holding, binoculars. You have the trigger fingers, and then you have punch hands. But yeah. Now, but I think he does look good. He does look cartoon accurate. There's no doubt about that. Now we get to Zartan. So I will say this, and this is why I think again, I found this out this week. I was actually kind of surprised. Why is the jetpack purple? I don't know. Can someone say why the jetpack is purple? Because I don't remember it being purple either. But there must have been a tint or something, maybe. I don't know. But I don't remember it being purple either. So this is where Super 7, in my opinion, does a really good job. Zartan has a different color packaging. Now, if you remember, the Classified did the same thing at first. They did the first, like, Zartan had a different backing behind it. So it had a different backing right behind it, which I thought was pretty cool. But I like the fact that they gave it a different color. It's not just the color of Cobra. And again, here we're looking at, like, we'll look at Zartan here. Oops, click over here. Now, looking right here, you can tell he does not get a 90-degree bend in the articulation. So again, if you're going to do a review and you're going to say that the Ultimates have better articulation than Classified, you either don't know anything about figures or you're just lying, and I don't know why you would. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Let's see. Rich Murphy says because it was purple. Was it purple in the cartoon? I don't remember. I don't remember it being. But again, I don't watch the cartoon all that often. And I thought at the beginning, I didn't remember that it was, but I'm not going to disagree with you. I know you do know your G.I. Joes from that era. All right. So here's Zartan and everything that he comes with. Again, it looks like he comes with 2 of the same faces, but I'm sure there's going to be a slight tweak to it. And then he has an open face. I don't really remember this weapon here. He comes with his classic weapon. Then he comes with the standard laser pistol that the cartoon had. So I do like the fact that they do give you the cartoon stuff, and then they also give you what came with the O-ring. And then he has karate chopping hands, pointing finger, which he did point a lot. Now, I don't remember exactly what this was. Again, I have not caught up that much. So if someone knows what this is, feel free to say what it is. Now, here's where I have a huge problem. Hold on. Okay, so they said the reactions Zartan was going to color change also, huh? Okay, that's what I'm getting to right now. So here is the color changing of what they say he's going to look like. All right, so Ritz, I have to correct you. They never said that the reaction figure was going to color change. What they did was they posted pictures that made it look like he was color changing. They never said that he wasn't, but they implied it. So they implied that he was going to color change, and people jumped on it, and they ordered this stuff, right? I saw a video. That's why I bought it, because I already knew that he didn't, but I wanted to do a review to show people, hey, he does not color change. Then Brian Flynn was on a live stream, and he was talking about it. And he said, well, we never said that it color changed. We did pictures to kind of make it look like it did, because, that's it brought back what it was supposed to look like. But we never said that it was going to color change, and they didn't. I went through all their stuff. They never once said that it did. Now, they are saying this will. But this is my issue with them saying this. They've already tried tricking people. Yes, they did. It said in the description. And then, well, if they did, I can't find it, because I looked And I even looked at Toy Habits, where Toy Habits said that it did, but I never saw, and where I never saw where Super 7 did. Just a Rifle as a Viper, just a crappy looking one. Oh yeah, I don't know if I got that weapon with the SDC, the SDCC bat. But anyway, back to this. So the thing about this thing being a color change, and Hasbro really went into the reasons why it cannot, why it'd be so hard to color change in sunlight. Now again, these are not made for 3 and above. That's the difference with classified comes to Valaverse, Super 7, NECA, McFarlane. They do 13 and over. But all the glow in the dark figures are what, $10 more now? But this is the same price. I have a feeling that what is going to happen is this figure is going to hit. It is hardly going to change or not change. And then Brian Flynn is going to say, well, we had planned on it, but then in the factory, they just weren't able to get the paint right, so we decided not to go with it. Unfortunately, that is the type of stuff that I've seen him do and say. And that's the reason why, as much as I think Bobby Valla speaks too much at times, he's very right when he talks about him. And it kind of gets to me. Okay, so someone just sent a message and confirmed that originally they did say that the reaction was color changing, then they changed it within an hour. So I apologize because I thought that it said the same thing, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I know Toy Habits did a whole thing on it, talking about it. The pictures look like it color changed. So I know this guy's face, but since people always point out Super 7 come to too many extra heads, no hands, and hands, there's options. That is true, although I don't know. Sometimes they're kind of loose, but hey, I don't know. But again, if this thing changes, good for everyone that gets it. But what I've seen the Super 7 do, it worries me. I don't trust what he says. I don't trust the things that he says. So, and this here, they're not showing it color change. It is this figure. They just go on, go on and tab it, and they make it look a little different. So will it actually be different? Who knows? And then here we have the accessory pack. Now, it's kind of nice what they're trying to do, but these are all weapons and backpacks that you already have. And they're already giving so many, I don't understand. I understand why you sell a pack of the laser rifles and the laser pistols like this, but why are you going to give a shotgun? That was never used in the cartoon. People want a bunch of these, and people want a bunch of, they want a bunch of these. If I circle it on one screen, you don't see it. It's on the other. They want these, and they want these, in my opinion. I think people want them classified, and that's kind of one of the disappointments that I thought they missed when they came out with Snow Job, that he didn't come out with the actual rifle, which when they probably re-release him as a retro figure, he probably will. Yeah, it's Flint's shotgun. It's Flint Shotgun who's actually out. Yeah. So that's Flint Shotgun. So that's my opinion on the Super 7. As I've mentioned, I'm not a big fan of them at all. I think, again, I want to like Brian Flynn. I want to like that company. I think they are overpriced. When I've heard him, when the guy comes out, and here's another, and I gotta mention this, and I know everyone that's in the stream right now probably knows this, but maybe someone that's listening in that is just getting into toys or doesn't understand, sometimes you gotta not believe what everyone tells you on the internet. I saw someone talk about how it was just recently about the reaction figures, and someone said, "Well, uh, someone said that Hasbro holds the trademarks to O-rings, and that's why they won't do it." No, that's not true at all. That that would have ceased a long time ago. Brian Flynn flat out said in a stream that we talked about doing O-ring, but in the end we wanted to keep it in the vein of the reaction figures. 5 points of articulation, and then he said, "I know this isn't a popular opinion, but I've always liked 5 points of articulation better than like O-rings," which no one has ever said. Right? No one has ever said, "You know what? I really liked the Star Wars figures over the G.I. Joe in articulation. I wish my G.I. Joes could do less." Brian Flynn did it. What's up, buddy? What's up? Come here. Say hi to everyone again. Come on. You don't go out this much when no one's on. Go over there. Say hi to everyone. Say hi. All right? Can you lay down for a little bit longer? No. I know, but I still have some more time to go. All right. There's Roman once again. And the thing about the reaction is they're giving you normally some, they're giving you some figures that you're never going to get from Hasbro, from O-ring. But when it comes to that cost, it's crazy. And they did the 3-pack, and the whole point of having multi-packs is to keep the cost down. That was one of our biggest bitches about the Viper 3-pack. That how is it $90 when the 3 figures together only cost $75? Yeah, Super 7 does this 3-pack of Ultimates, and it's $65. Well, your figures are already overpriced, and they went from $18 to $20. So how is it over $60? It really should be what, $50? And here it says, "I'm fine with 5 points of articulation, but reaction should have been O-rings or something similar specifically for Joe's." Yeah, and again, he wants them all to fit in with his own line. I get that, but I can't tell you how many times I've been at Target and someone grabs it, someone that's not a collector, and they look and they're like, "These don't have any articulation. They don't move like my old G.I. Joes. Why would I want to buy this?" And then you're sitting there for 20 minutes explaining what it is, realizing it's not even a collector. It's not like you're going to convert someone. Yes, Crimson Guard should have been a 2-pack. Listen, I actually was at Target when those things first dropped, and I got mad because I think I saw 2 Tomaxes and there was no Zaymont, and I was like, see, like, some grandma's going to buy it for their kid or mom or whatever, and not realize that you really need 2 of them. It's going to ruin everything. There was no reason not to do a 2-pack. There was no way that they weren't even, and they could have even sold that one for $40 or $45, whatever. They didn't even have to give a discount because, they're not army building. The army builders really should be cheaper. Yeah, I don't know. I can go on and on, but I'm not a fan of the reaction. I'm not a fan of the Ultimates. I do have the SDCC bat, which don't even get me started on that one. I ordered it. I paid an extra like $18 or $16 for shipping and handling because I thought it was going to be exclusive. Then it shows up at BBTS and Entertainment Earth. And then they took them like 2 months to even ship it, and they're like, "It's in stock." Well, again, I'm not a fan of the Super 7 practices of how they go about things. So anyway, let's get to the giveaway. I know so many of you are holding on. Normally, the other giveaways that I've done all before 11 o'clock. But hey, you know what? We just go on and on and on. Best review ever. Are you talking about my review of the SEC bat, or are you talking about something else? And it's hard to say. There's so much stuff going on. Listen, if I don't ever read, like if I don't read your stuff in the chat, guys, I don't dislike anyone. I don't have a problem with anyone. If there's anyone that's causing any type of crap, Matthew's going to take care of it. And luckily, so far, in the going on almost 6 months of doing the live streams, you did cancel it. I should have, but I'm an idiot. All right, I'm an idiot. See, look behind me. I'm an idiot. All right. I forget what I was talking about. I totally lost my train of thought. If only I could go back and watch what I've since commented on. Oh yeah. But yeah, like I listen, I'm not avoiding anyone. 50 people, over 50 people watching right now. There's a lot of people in the chat. I go back through, I'll see how many messages were in there. It gets busy. When you're doing stuff on your own, you're not bouncing anything off anyone else. Got my trusty little notes, which at the beginning, when there was like 21 people watching, it's a lot easier to read every single comment. When you start getting more, I don't know how places like Geek Dad Life and other just booming channels, how they do it. I know they have, different people that are highlighting chats and different things like that. And again, I mentioned that's the reason why so many super chats always get read. Sometimes you just kind of, lose everything. But super chats always get read because if someone is helping to support you, you better read their stuff. But anyway, if anyone realizes or anyone thinks I'm, ignoring them, I'm not. We'll make sure that we take care of anyone that we don't like. And I think by now, you can probably tell my personality. If I don't like you, I won't have a problem, letting you know. I'm not a big fan. So anyway, let's get to the giveaway. I'm sure some of you have been watching. Mark says that I'm not even in the giveaway, but I've refilled my bourbon twice, waiting to watch it. Wow, my God, man! Like, I hope you're getting something more out of it. I hope, I hope I'm giving some sort of entertainment to everyone. Again, I know I ramble on. I ramble on probably a little less than in the beginning, but you realize I can go for hours and hours. As a matter of fact, I didn't work last Tuesday. I did 3 hours on this, and then Tony Romo calls me at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was up to like 2:30 talking to him. So as you might imagine, luckily I didn't have to work. I won't be doing that today. That is for sure. And now that we're getting a lot of this stuff all taken care of, the little kinks. Okay, so here it is. Now listen, if you do win, understand I won't be shipping it out tomorrow morning. It will go out either probably this week or early next week. But you will get it, okay? No one has not gotten anything that I've done. That'd be pretty crappy if someone, if people didn't give away the stuff they said they were going to do. Anyways, let me get to... let me close this out here. Save that and all right. And close everything else out. I got my wheel of names. Anything else I want to discuss afterwards? Because listen, we usually go till midnight. Well, midnight here, and it is so we've been going 2 hours and 18 minutes. So we still got a whole bunch of talking to talk about if you want to. The rambling makes you authentic. Thank you. Like, listen, I do have my ideas of what I want to talk about, but I do not script anything out. And again, if you watch my reviews, you know I don't script it. Matter of fact, let me tell you something. If you saw my the Sunday night toy haul, I had done the whole video. Now, listen, that video takes me like 8 minutes to do. It's really easy. But I because I do everything on my phone, it sometimes causes an issue. And I see I'm frozen. All right, I'm coming back. All right. So again, when there's too much stuff going on, sometimes it causes a hesitation. I can see it up here when it's starting to. I can see everything looks good now. So here's our wheel of names. You've probably seen it on some other channels. You can do all kinds of different graphics in there. But anyway, he ships via DHL. I don't think I should vet. I think we're using FedEx now. All right. So can you hear me? My God, this thing is going to just ordered Haslam Sky Striker. All right, guys. All right, so it seems to be working. Seems to be spinning. Hopefully, everything's going to go nice and smoothly here. Here's how it works. We're going to spin the wheel. You got to be in the chat. I'm going to give you 1 minute. If you're not in the chat, if it lands on your name, it's not in the chat, guess what? Your name gets taken out, and we spin again, and we will spin and spin and spin until we get someone. Now, there's only 40 people in here, so you have a great chance of actually winning this thing. I was hoping that maybe this would drum up some of the drum up some form of stuff for Masters of the Universe for me, but I realized people don't really care too much for Masters of the Universe, even if it's something free. So, all right. Anyway, let's do this, and then we can ramble on about other things. So again, if it lands on your name, and all the names that I put in here, all the names that I put in is the name of your YouTube channel. Like whatever you said, boom. All right. Here we go. I guess I should click over here. I want it to be someone that's not in here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Hold on, buddy. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess Baldilocks is the winner. I guess let's get this off here really quick. All right. Yes, that is you, Baldilocks. So everyone got to see it. You got to be kidding me. Everyone had a great chance to win. There's only 40 people. When we had I think the other ones we had close to like 70 or 80. It's a lot more fun. I can't believe Baldy won. Anyway, send me your information. I like this because you can tell that obviously you can see it kind of spinning, so someone's not nitpicking or cherry picking friends and different things like that. Yes, bald people. Hey, listen, it's gonna be gone. I was actually gonna shave it this weekend, but I didn't have any shaving cream, so I was like, you know what? I cannot shave my head with the razor the first time without using some shaving cream, because my head would be so rashy. So I want to say thank you to every single one, all of you that jumped in. I know B's Battleground, even though he wasn't in it because he doesn't collect Motu, he shared it out. So everyone that shared it out, that mentioned it, hey, listen, I love it. Oh, no. Listen, I have shaved my head many, many times for many, many years. As a matter of fact, A couple years ago, I went from 10 inches long to bald. So yes, I know. When you see TV shows or movies where they go from this long hair to just shaving it with the razor, you're like, that doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Commander of Cobra, you're already out of here. All right, you got to get ready for work. You want to have a good time. And listen, we're not done. I can see the stream is starting to die. We'll still have 47, so I'm happy about that. But hey, what do you guys want to talk about? Let's talk about Bali says, thanks everyone, and to Lawrence, I'll definitely pay it forward. I know you will. Sometimes you're a little aggressive in the community. I've had to call you out a couple of times, and usually though the people you're calling out, I can I'm with you. I gotta say this. So listen, this pissed me off. All right. So someone was complaining about the plastic-free packaging, right? The box packaging, and in the chat I dropped a picture of a TV, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with TVs. I can't even see the TV in this box. How can I stare at it? If I can't even see it, I'm not watching it. So I came up with this idea. I'm like, you know what? I bought this new router. I'm going to do a review of this new router. And when I open it, it was going to be the wrong router. I was getting super pissed off, saying, I'm done with this. I can't even see it. There's no window. Come up with this idea. I'm like, all right, this is going to be cool. Cool satire video. And then the next day, fucking Hasbro announces that they're bringing back the windowed packaging. And I'm like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you couldn't even wait till I did the damn video. And then was it you? Because you would know, because you could see the comment. If I made the comment, then it was yours. I understand people don't like them. I do, but the way people complain about it, like, I'm done buying stuff. Like, no, you're not. I mean, I guess enough people did. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Brick something says, I went 3 years of Mach 3 baldness in the late 90s. Yep. Getting bald ain't like this. Listen, I'm done saying I would never shave my head again. I started using the Bic razor probably around 22, 23 maybe. I'd shave it, I'd grow it, I'd shave it, I'd grow it. I did that for years. Shave, grow, shave, grow, shave, grow. Last year I was like, I'm done shaving my head. I can't do it anymore. And then it got to the point, it started growing out again, and I was like, you know what? I'm never going to say that I'm not going to shave it. Because the problem is, I have this big bald spot in the back. Now, my hair was like 10 inches long. And I'm watching videos of me skateboarding. And I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. Like, I have all this hair. It's all over. But right on that back spot, you can just tell that it's bald, The only people that should have long hair and be balding is Hulk Hogan. He's the only person that should have whatever hair is left be really long. But I also, growing up, I was never a big sweater, so it didn't bother me. And then I shaved my head, and I'm skating, and I'm thinking, hey, you know what? This should actually be better because all the heat dissipates, and just the sweat just dripped. And I didn't wear glasses until I was 40 years old, 39, I think. So I didn't understand sweat dripping on glasses, the fog. Oh my God, awesome. I was able to get it into a ponytail, not a man bun. I was able to get it far enough back into a ponytail. I gotta load the picture and I'll show you from, I might be able to pull it up really quickly here. Quickly, Mark Richards sends a super chat. Berman is gone. Keep up the good vids, fellow Michigander. Gotta go. Long live Cobra. Thank you very much for the super chat. Very much appreciated. And hey, I hope you're here every single week. just stock up on that bourbon. Where in Michigan are you? Do you mind me asking? Just where are you in Michigan? Let's see if I can. I'll show you guys a picture. It doesn't man. I had all kinds of crazy stuff growing up. Never being pierced. See, it freezes. Oh. Let's see here. All right. I know it's frozen. It's frozen because I'm bringing up Instagram and there's videos and stuff on Instagram. All right. Yeah, so it froze because I was bringing up the Instagram, which again is very freezy. But, and this is new. Like, if you guys can hear me. All right, so I seem to be up what I wanted there. This is new for Instagram. I don't know why, but if I bring stuff up, this is what it kind of does now. See if I can find this picture before it completely locks up. I don't know how far back it goes. But you can see how bad I looked with long hair. I think I had like 5 people tell me they like me with long hair. It was actually kind of comical. Like, why did you get rid of it? I'm like, dude, first off, everyone thought I looked awful. Second off, it got really annoying. It takes so much time to actually shave your head, or I mean, to wash your hair, way longer than actually just shaving it in the shower. Oh, and I must have shaved a long time ago. All right. Am I still in there? Instagram needs a better way to find stuff. As I'm completely frozen. Nope. Damn it. All right, if you guys are still here, I apologize. Again, I'm just trying to find this picture here. But man, Instagram just freezes up everything. Again, this is riveting. And you guys can't find it on my Instagram because it's my personal. Is it after? It was before the pandemic, so let's see here. Got to be getting closer. Got to be getting closer to this. Thank you guys for sticking around. 38 of you. What the hell were we talking about before we started talking about shaving the heads? Damn it, I can't find it. You don't realize how much stuff you put on Instagram if you want to find one picture with everything. Oh, fuck it. All right, well, fuck it. We'll find it next week. I'll put it up there. Maybe I'll put it on Instagram for everyone to see. So now that I made everyone sit there and wait. Let's see here. What do you say? The yelling bubbles will not match the white and gray. I figured after enough time to pass it. Okay, so we're talking about something. I'm glad when I do freeze that you guys are able to sit there and chat about stuff. it shows that we got a pretty good community going on here. But anyway, I want to talk about what Matthew and I have been doing every other Thursday. We just started, so and that is doing our movie talk. And I kind of changed the name, Matthew. I don't know if you noticed. I really hated the name that I kind of came up with. I man, I had a mohawk back in high school, but I never put it up. As a matter of fact, it just kind of bunched up. But I had a mohawk right down the middle. Well, I guess that's the only time fish can have a mohawk. It was right down the middle, but it bunched up like crazy. But yeah, so we've been doing every other Thursday, watching an older movie. Give you guys give you a chance to watch a movie. So not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, next Thursday. And if you go to Punks on Film, you can find it, or you can watch it here. I'd love for you guys to go there and subscribe over on Punks on Film to help grow that channel. But we're going to be watching, or we're going to be discussing Commando and what's so good about Commando, what's bad about Commando, nothing. But when we talk about it here, the chat kind of blows up. But then we get like 10, 12, 13 people over there. So once again, if you guys are free, join us over there Thursday. Matthew and I have a good time doing it. Matthew, if you can drop a link to Punks on Film. We've been having a great time doing it. The first one, Tony Romo jumped in on when I was having some major technical difficulties. Go figure, right? Me, technical difficulties. They kind of all go hand in hand, I guess. Though, like I said, I think I figured out, maybe not. Starting to wig out right now. I've closed everything. Let me get rid of all this stuff. Yeah, it says I have a bad. Did you? Arnold with ice cream all over his face. That's SC Stephanie says, I wish I had more time to support these live streams between personal life and getting up early for work. Hey, you know what? Listen, hey, I understand. Like, you guys have a life, and listen, I understand that. I'm sure there are probably some guys that do streams that get mad when other people aren't on, or when the people don't watch. Stephanie, I appreciate the support that you've shown, through I believe on Instagram, through YouTube, different things like that. Like, hey, all that stuff, or if you want people want to watch it on the replay, I look and I see these live streams and I see how many views they get on the back end of everything. And it honestly, it tells me that people are watching it even after. Like, and I get a lot of messages from people like, oh, I just watched your live stream, or I listen to your live stream at work. I love it, man. It's fun. It's just, this is enjoyable. Again, I have the gift of gab. That's why I can do this for 3 hours. And I don't expect everyone to sit around for 3 hours, other than Payne's toy samples. He needs to be here for all 3 hours because he's on every live stream. The guy must have like 4 or 5 of himself going on every toy stream. Thank you, Brick. No, we have not. But what we do, so listen, hey, this is what we do is that we pick like 5 movies at the end of the stream. We've only done 2. We've only done two so far, and I haven't even got around to doing a preview for the Commando. I have all these ideas, and this has been a crazy week. Is that we pick like 5 different movies and we throw it in there, and I'll be putting it up on this one too, so you can vote for whatever movie we're gonna watch. Not for this Thursday, but following. That way, it's all kind of set up. Everyone has a chance, whether or not they can find it on Netflix or Paramount Plus, or if they have to rent it for $1 or whatever. I'm hoping, it'd be nice if all of them were somehow available for free, but we found that they're not. But it's just fun. Like, again, like, the idea all came from this stream that I got done, and we just started talking, and everyone was talking about. Again, we don't want to do like we didn't want to start off doing like big popular movies. We wanted to do, UHF, the Kentucky Fried Movie. We started with the Warriors, and we did Mallrats, as Matthew just put here. Commando. I like when I did the 5, 3 people that we had 3 that people had picked out for leading into this one. I threw Commando in. It was one of those things where I thought it was going to win, but I kind of wanted to see that if I threw a pretty popular movie that isn't a super popular one, if that would win. And it did. So this night that we're picking, I think there's any that are like overpower each other. Why is the stream? The stream is getting. All right, hold on. The stream is getting laggy for some reason. I have nothing open. Let's see. Brick said, "Yeah, I saw the channel. Those are great. Come on." Yeah, like, yeah, it's fun. Like, it's fun to go and listen to these. They're gonna come back. Is he gonna ever come back? All right, stream is back. For some odd reason, it's flipping out here. I don't know why. Again, Brick, I'm glad that you made a comment that you seem to be having, like, you've seen some issues with StreamYard. Again, one of the big YouTubers that I watch, Nick Nimmin, he was having issues with his brother, and he is sponsored by StreamYard. And then I've seen a couple of the other guys that seem to be having an issue, and I'm not sure if they all use StreamYard. But yeah, it's again, it's just fun. Like it's fun. Like, Anthony here, he jumped on, which really helped because I had never seen the movie other than leading up to it. And I was having technical difficulties. I need to get a shirt made technical difficulties, considering all the ones that we've had. But it's been a blast, and I was able to get Matthew to show his face on YouTube, something that he normally doesn't do, and he was all for it. So I think it's pretty cool. Again, it's just fun. It's just fun. Again, like I said, I can talk for hours upon hours about stuff. And now as the stream starts to die down, we can definitely read what's going on in the chat. And yeah, it's pretty cool here. Let's see. Thursdays are tough for me, but I'm off this week, so I hope to join. Well, we're not doing it this week. It's every other week. Listen, I don't have much of a life, but man, I cannot be. I don't know how. Listen, I don't know how some of these guys stream 2, 3, 4 times a week. Oh my God, I know. See, Roman agrees. It's exhausting. Right, buddy? Is it exhausting to stream that much? I know. It's so hard, isn't it? All right? Listen, we only got a little bit more time. Can you wait? You can. You've already gone out like twice, right? Yeah. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Again, it's just something we threw out there. I got to figure out how to get it into... All right, buddy. Just go lay down. Hey, go lay down. I won't be long. I mean, I say that, but... You got like less than 20 minutes, okay? And you're good, all right? You go all day with sitting on the couch doing nothing. And another thing, I want to mention, I've thrown up Brick stuff a bunch of times. Check out his channel. He's got a pretty interesting channel. And I came across it due to Payne's Toy Sample. So I was checking it out, and I saw your not unboxing, but where you kind of show, I forget what her name is. The one girl that she's opening up the Lego set and kind of getting her into Lego and her going through it and everything. So very interesting, and not something that I've ever seen anyone do like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. That it was just you're kind of leading someone through like opening for Lego. I'd be like, getting someone who doesn't collect classified and having him open one up and showing how they go through it. So, but Legos are a whole nother world. I gotta say, it's a whole nother world. My buddy, who doesn't collect toys, I skate with him a little bit. He has like the Millennium Falcon, and he built a whole. I'll have to pull up the pictures and maybe show them off next week. He built a whole coffee table with that $500 Millennium Falcon underneath it, or $700, whatever, with a ATST in it, and I mean, ran lights through it and everything. It looked absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. So, but yeah, check out Britt's channel. Again, anyone listen, if you hear me talking about people, definitely, Kayla. Okay, so here, let me just read this quickly here. Man, just kidding. Thanks. Kayla, I'm a big Lego guy. So walking someone through their first set ever was fun, especially to create a huge set like Lord of the Rings one. But it was how you were doing it, which I thought was very interesting and something different. Like there's a lot of people that do reviews. I mean, I do reviews, and I think that I have a unique way of doing reviews. And other people do it too, but like I show my face, and then I do firsthand, like right how it is out of the box. And then obviously I talk later on. But the way you had like the split screen with Kayla on there, and then showing her like going through and just walking it through, I thought it was a very unique way to present how Lego should be. The fact that the one thing that I caught was that Lego is plural. Does anyone else know that other than Brick, that Lego it's not Legos, it's Lego, which is plural. And I really like the fact, and I have to appreciate this when you said I'm not like a lot of people. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to say anything and correct you. It's like the people that get mad when you call a magazine a clip and they get really mad. And then there's other people that are just like, whatever, not a big deal. But I've been there. Listen, as a guy who's rode a skateboard for, so many years, when I hear people say things wrong, sometimes you got to bite you bite your lip and you're like, it's okay. They just don't know. But again, I found it very interesting how you went about doing it. And again, something just unique. And anytime I see something like that, again, I mentioned before, and I'll mention it over and over. Don't ever come into this stream and start promoting your live streams. People aren't here to hear about your live stream. But if you and I or whoever, if we start chatting and I see your stream, I will promote your stuff, as much as I can. Because I'm not going to go on someone else's live stream. Like, I don't go on the full force and say, hey, check out my live stream. There's a couple people that do that. I hate that. Like, no one's there to hear about your live stream. If you talk to someone long enough, they're going to click that, they're going to click your little icon and be like, oh, hey, this guy does videos. This guy does live streams, And I think we've been pretty good. We really haven't had anyone come through here other than when we were talking about different YouTubers. And I said, hey, you know what? This is your time to promote it. So I'm a nerd. And why be mad? We're talking about toys, right? Exactly. There are so many people, and we've talked about how many people are in this hobby that seem miserable. They're not having fun. And it's like, why are you doing anything? And I'm not just talking toys, but how toys are, they're toys. But, and again, growing up, I was an angry skateboarder. The amount of skateboards that I broke on purpose because I was mad, and believe me, at 110 pounds, I didn't break them unless if it was on purpose. Nowadays, you snap one pretty easily. and not on purpose. And I can remember the last time getting mad at my skateboard to the point where I was throwing it, and I was probably 20. And I remember putting my board in my car and being like, never again. Why am I so mad? I'm literally giving skateboarding money. I'm not ever going to get paid for it. I'm kind of an adult here. I'm having a bad day. I throw it in my car and I take off. And I see people with toys and they're so mad. And listen, when I try and do my reviews, I try and point things out. Again, I've gotten mad. If you go back and you watch that, people make comments about it. The Tiger video, you can hear me getting more and more mad after I opened it. I think Chitara was the same way, and this SDCC bat also was the same way. See a pattern going there? That's why you don't see me buying Super 7 Ultimates, because I know I'm just going to get mad about it. I am going to point out stuff, and I want to be as fair, and I will admit it is difficult for me at times to be objective, but I do my best to be objective. Stephanie says, I'm mad my recent purchased Cobra Officer's knees don't bend. So are you talking about the O-ring Cobra Officer, or do you mean the classified Cobra Officer? Because the O-ring ones have an issue that the one knee only bends like just under 45 degrees. Huge complaint of mine. Yep. Nope. Now, if you get the Stinger, guess what? Still same problem. They didn't address it. And I believe, I know a few people have, but Ritz literally sent me and he's like, people don't want to mention it because they want to get free stuff from Hasbro. I was all over it. I even messaged them about it, and I specifically talked to someone hoping that when the Stinger came out that it would be addressed, and unfortunately it wasn't. Let's see. Yeah, I saw your video about it. I thought by now it would have been fixed, but nope. I still like the figure. I like the figure too, and I've seen how people fix it. But I'm sure you're gonna feel the exact same thing. We shouldn't have to get out our little razor blade and cut pieces to make it work. Heating stuff up is different. When it comes to like the classified, it doesn't matter what size. If you have to heat it up, throw it in water, blow dry, no big deal. All right. I'd rather something be stiff than loose. But when it doesn't move, I shouldn't have to sit there and I shouldn't have to make changes. And again, I'm not saying I wouldn't have pointed that out. That was pointed out to me before I even got the figure. And when I got mine, I was definitely going to point it out because I'm trying to point out everything good, bad, indifferent about the figures when I do a review on them. So I'm glad that someone actually gets something out of it. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't think their thumbs hold the weapons nearly as well. They don't tend to stay in an L position because of how thick the crotch is and how tight that rubber band is. The O-ring is super tight. There are some things that I don't really care for with the new ones. We don't have to worry about them obviously breaking thumbs, which is awesome. So Brick says here, thanks, seriously appreciate it. Like I said earlier, as an old punk, YouTube reminds me of my zine days, and meeting other channels reminds me of those days, meeting other zines, bands, labels, etc. That's awesome. Like, listen, it is so weird to grow up in a community now where you get to know people that you don't really know. Where before, growing up, if I called Detroit from I was in Clinton Township. If I called Detroit, it was long distance, and your parents were like, no, you can't call, it's like, you can't call between these times. Now we just jump on here. The amount of people that have noticed like if you ever watch any of my videos, the song that I use is G.I. Joe Head Stomp by Sick of It All. And I only did it because I started doing G.I. Joe videos, and I thought, well, I'll just use the G.I. Joe head stomp. And then before I got monetized, I realized you can't get monetized because I had it too long, so I had to shorten it. So that's why I have it for like 8 or 9 seconds. But nobody wants to watch a long intro. Believe it or not, I watch way too much on YouTube. No one wants to watch a long intro. But I've had more than enough people that are into punk, and I've had people like hit me up and they're like, "Do you actually like punk?" Or or they'll see the shirt, the Circle Jerk shirt. I had a bunch of people mention. I had one guy and wore a Bad Religion shirt, and he made a comment saying that, if you're trying to, get a bigger audience, you might not want to wear such a shirt that's that could offend so many people. Well, first off, it's a band, and that logo's been around since '79, I believe. And they will tell you there are a bunch of punk kids trying to offend people. But again, if you don't want to take 2 seconds to figure out who Bad Religion is, then I'm sorry, but I'm not going to change who I am. It's not. My ex was in the hospital for her 3rd or 4th back surgery, and I had Bad Religion shirt on, and I walked to the car, and I was walking back up to her room, and this guy stops me. He goes, "Hey, I'm a reverend. I have a question to ask you." And what is it? He goes, "What does your shirt mean?" And we had like a 10, 15-minute conversation. I explained to him. He's like, "Well, okay." He's like, "That's a really good conversation starter." And this is a reverend. He was a reverend. And I go, a lot of people take offense. He goes, I was just wondering, he goes, people have their own beliefs. And he goes, I just wanted to ask you what it meant. And it was like, what a concept that people can just stop and ask you something rather than go right at you and be aggressive towards you for something that you did. Cardi B, who I only know who Cardi B is because I don't listen to any popular music. I don't listen to any popular music at all. She literally ripped off the Circle Jerk Skank Man. All right? This guy right here, the Circle Jerk Skank Man. Boom. All right? It said Cardi B underneath it. Made it look kind of punkish. I didn't know that Cardi B was some crappy ass rapper. And I saw this girl and I asked her about it. And she was like, "Oh no, it's." I'm like, "You know what that shirt is?" And she's like, "It's Cardi B." I'm like, "Circle Jerks." And she's like, "I don't know what that is." And she was a younger kid, probably 15, 16. And I was just like, but like no credit. Like Viper Island, I'm not giving you any credit. It's like everyone that has the Black Flag bars or wear a Misfit shirt. And you're like, "Do you know what those mean?" You got me off on a rant, guys. Guys can't do that. Let's see. Wait, you mean older O-rings or those newer O-ring versions? All right. The newer O-rings, if you're wondering what we're talking about, so the new O-ring, the Cobra officer, his knee doesn't bend a full 90 degrees like it's supposed to. When they molded it, I don't have any up here. When they molded it, they didn't cut it far enough. So when it bends to maybe 45 degrees. Not a full 90. It's unfortunate. And I did contact them. I actually sent Lenny a message, and he said, "Yeah, we know it was done after production." Unfortunately, it didn't get addressed. Because when the Stinger came out, unfortunately, it's the exact same because it's the same figure. And I've seen people, they said, "Oh, you need, just all you need to do is trim the bottom." I shouldn't have to. All right. I paid $20 for this figure. All right. Which is probably overpriced. And hey, I'm the one that made the decision, but I shouldn't have to trim it because your factory or your process, whatever, cut it too small. So, yeah, I guess I'm keeping it in the box forever in that case. But again, you can still articulate it. It's just it. I don't know. You can't get certain knee poses, which is difficult. Um, we know you. I see. I would not have known what that is had I not seen. Hey, you know what? Quickly, while I got you guys here, they got you on my live stream. So, dude, I see it on Instagram, and I also see it on TikTok. And that stupid song that "If We Ever Broke Up," which everyone only plays like the chorus, right? And I listen to the chorus, and I'm like, dude, this is an awful song. So I went and actually watched the video and listened to the whole song. And as I'm watching it and I'm listening to it, I'm like, okay, if this guy is such a bad guy, why does this girl want to keep him? So if you guys haven't seen it or seen one of the TikTok videos where they talk about it, you need to. Only because I had to hear it, you should have to hear it too. But she's basically talking about blackmailing the guy if he ever broke up with her because he'd be such a douchebag. And the whole video is literally like how she treats him and thoughts of her like strangling him and stuff. And it's like, if a guy did a video like that, the internet would blow up. I mean, it should. I'm not saying that it shouldn't. But anyway, I keep seeing this video. I keep hearing the chorus, and I'm like, that is such an awful song that kids are hearing. But I think that about most things. I always tell people I like punk because it gives a message. Not all punk. Most punk has a community message, a societal message, anti-suicide message, all kinds of stuff. Not all of it, because there's a lot of, no effects, gutter mouth, stuff like that. That's all of it. Anyway, hey, look, we made it to 3 hours. Thank you guys all for sticking around. I have not heard Guns N' Roses. I used to love her in a long time. But now that you say it, I actually just saw a meme about Kid Rock. Listen, when Kid Rock says he's from Detroit, let me explain something to you. Kid Rock grew up about 30 to 35 miles outside of Detroit in Romeo, which is a pretty nice area. When Eminem talks about being in Detroit, he grew up on 8 Mile, which is right next to Detroit, in a not so good area. So if you like Kid Rock and he talks about Detroit, understand Kid Rock is not from Detroit. I live 8 miles out of Detroit. I only say I'm from Detroit because if I say I'm from Mount Clemens and you're not from the area, you're going to go, I don't know what that is. And you say, I'm from Detroit. And they go, oh, okay, I'm from the suburbs. I wouldn't even say Kid Rock is from the suburbs. He's further out than that. Anyway, let's wrap it up. It's been 3 hours. Thank you guys all for joining. I think the stream went much better. Again, I now know when it's going to lag. And I do think that this is definitely on StreamYard. After hearing Brooke say something and other YouTubers, a couple of YouTubers have actually mentioned it also, but also watching some of them have the same lagging that I'm having. I'm like, all right, you know what? It's not all on me. That is for sure. Allison, thank you for joining. It's great to have some female representatives. Although when I do look at my YouTube analytics, they constantly tell me that there's no females. It's only a big sausage fest. I think that's actually the YouTube analytic term, sausage fest. Hey, thank you very much, Baldy. Send me your info and I will send that out to you. Listen, I can break down punk, I can break down skateboarding, and I would honestly, if I broke down punk and I broke down skateboarding, I probably have more views than when I talk Masters of the Universe. Which I find absolutely crazy. Hey, he's actually not in the room. My son came and took him. He's actually not in the room, if you can believe that. It's crazy. You agree with it with the YouTube's analytics? It's a big sausage fest. Hey, you know what? Listen, I will say this: watching people watching these live streams, seeing the people that interact, there are a lot more females in this community than you would, than you probably would think. When you tell people you're a toy collector, when you tell people you do a toy YouTube channel, they look and they're like, well, that's why you've been single for 7 years. And you're like, yeah, I guess so. But you start noticing that there are more females in the toy collecting. There's just not any female toy collectors in my community, in my area. But yeah. So anyway, I am gonna get out of here. Will continue to tell you, you're welcome very much. I seriously, you're welcome. I can't tell you guys. Thank you to every single one of you. I know I will continue to ramble on if I don't go. But I always feel bad leaving. I just left. I should make it so the stream just kind of kicks off and I'm like, wow. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. I don't know if I have any other videos coming. If not, then guess what? You'll see me next Monday. And probably see me on some of the other YouTube streams because I like jumping on, talking with some other people, getting to know everyone. All right, guys, have a wonderful night. Happy toy hunting. I hope something good comes out.